A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth, the resistant radio station. Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth, the resistant radio station. Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth, the resistant radio station. Freshradiovybz.
Time is catching up on you, oh slave driver. I know you since them are on, so carry we go home. I bring the brown east. Well, come on a Rasta man, a Rasta no live on no capital. Oh you mean? We carry we go home. Oh yeah, as if we settle and cease. Well, come on a Rasta man, a Rasta no live on no capital. Lord America a capital, the whole of Jamaica a capital. A long time them want trick the Rasta man. Like them a know say that man a real African. You think me na member King Ferdinand and keeping Columbus have a hold on the planet. Them make a wrong turn and end up in nice to dread and terror upon them. Good God of grace, Lord will I have His mercy.
Make we light them up right now, no? Love and share, love and share. On the mission. Yes, I know you since them are on. So carry we go home. I bring the brown east. Line up the cameras, line up the cameras. When them say lights, camera, action, let's go. Come on, a Rasta man. Burn all of the slave owners, them, burn them, lava. Yes. A capital and watch how them a go around like them a savior, Captain Savior, oh. King Ferdinand. Go down, Columbus, go down. Yes. The African.
Now here comes the thief in
Queen from England.
Yes. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I make a please tell me to the motherland. I make a carry me go home. I bring me brown east.
What was that right now? All the people that's joining us on the global platform, gotta say Grand Rising.
Because downtown have shut off the kill. Them tell the tourists step is a panic way. So come and start a new chapter. We not get on the Good God of grace, Lord will I have His mercy. I miss an old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver. I know you since them are on. So carry we go home. I I bring the brown east. Well, come on a Rasta man. A Rasta no live on no capture. What you mean?
Watch out the camera for me, yes, sir. There.
What you mean?
Look, we'll line it up. Go on, bring in the crew, love and share right now. To the way I talk about capture land, captured lands. You lie. America capture land? Hold on. Yes. King Ferdinand. Thief in who? Lava splash. Now here comes the thief in Queen from England. Henry Morgan. Yes, sir. Yo, bring us in live now. Where you do? Bring us in live now. Where the camera? Which one I camera we are working today? So me say carry me go home. I'm in me out the street, yeah. Come on, a Rasta man. A Rasta no live on no. Yeah, what we don't live on, capture land, people. Come on, a Rasta man. A Rasta no live on no capture land. Make us set it up now. Yo, where the cameraman at go? Okay. I want to say big up to our camera crew all the way from California today. Yes, we're inside the building. Big up to the California people if they're locked on. Yes, I. Make we start a new chapter now. We're not stay on the land and then capture your mad. Yes, I. Yeah, we're not going to bring him back the tune now one more time, because we are dealing with common criminals. Common criminals. That is what they are common criminals, right? Yes. Hey. Old slave driver. Yes. Yeah, today we're gonna address the common criminals. You know, see what I'm going down. Phone line so open, see? Respect to all the massive them who are joining me right now. Welcome to the national, the movement, the nation of the Maroons, the official radio station. When other people are push other things, we are say Maroon. Know yourself in a Gideon, see? Yes. The Rasta man, like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand and thief in Columbus. Them make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. No one ras, they no side till nothing the and the last. In a plantation, and in class one ship load the African. Now here comes the thief in Queen from England. Now she come away like Henry Morgan. Full of separation and after 400 years, me send a reparation. I know them want to kill me. Yes, sir. Big up to all the mass of them on TikTok, where LOGON, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Yes, sir. All the Instagram that is logged on, all the portal that is being portified. Watch them pan it up at the hill and looking at them plate how we properly feel. Because downtown have shot off the kill. Yes. Them tell it tourists stop on the grill. So come make we start a new chapter. Yo, we have a burn it down. Big up the educators right now. If on a Maroon government, nothing else don't make sense right now. Carry we go home.
Alright. Boss, if you touch my blood clot here, me ain't a problem. Suck on the mother. Suck on the mother. Suck on the mother. Everybody go up on this blood clot every night. And I can't come touch my thing. Go suck on the mother. Let's go. Hands up, 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 jump, high, feel.
Yes, I want to say grand rising to each and everyone. It's a serious time I go on, you know, people. I want to know that, you know. Serious time I go on. We're looking through the spectacles of times, you know. Feel the pain of our people. When I hear the team song will come out this morning, Capture Land, my destiny stop, blaze up right now, because Capture Land seems to be the order of the day right now. Yes, I.
Dear Jamaicans, I'm watching with horrific interest the developments happening in Clifton, Bernard Lodge in St. Catherine with the SCJ lands, where the people are being bulldozed. Basically, the whole community is being demolished. One thing I can say with absolute certainty is that the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, is not a nice person. He's a wicked person. He's heartless. Now, compassion and empathy are functions of humanity. And what the Prime Minister has demonstrated with this entire exercise is that he lacks humanity. The Prime Minister went into Parliament yesterday in order to justify flattening the people them house. He labeled the people as squatters who were in collusion with gangsters who sold them the land. Only to realize when this entire thing got shown to the public that the people are neither squatters nor are they in collusion with any gangsters. First and foremost, there are two distinct groups of people who are being affected by this demolition exercise. The first set of people are victims themselves. They were duped into buying property. Now, are you telling me, Mr. Prime Minister, that you couldn't find a solution to assist people who are victims? Every other country assists scamming victims. America send people down here to lock up people who scam them citizens. And you victimize people who have been victims already. The next set of people are people who are descendants of former sugar workers who used to work on Bernard Lodge. We have been hearing of your administration putting people off the lands where them parents get from SCJ decades ago. These people were promised titles, they were promised regularization of the land. So how could you put them out and call them squatters? They are not squatters. These are hardworking people. You know who else? Another group of people who have no humanity? Criminals. And I'm not for 1 minute calling the Prime Minister a criminal. However, his lack of humanity is just like the lack of humanity that criminals possess, why they can take advantage of other people, of humans. Their lack of humanity basically allows them to commit crimes against innocent people. And while this is not a crime, Prime Minister, it certainly demonstrates that you have no humanity whatsoever. Just like how the Israelis are treating the people of Palestine in Gaza. You are really no different. And it's really sad that Jamaica has to put up with this.
Wow. Yeah, the backlash is coming in, people. The backlash is coming in. We have a report from all over, and it is something that's of a concern, because, you know, there's a lot of people who said that this could have handled a better way. Another piece. Hold on.
Introduce me to the man. And me get this. Then me give him me PRN and me ID and then send the receipt give me. Go send the receipt give me. Me bad not give me a look one. No give me. No, after me just a pause and so try to me so the man don't play. Me just a go up for work. I see that up for work. I change it and me go work in the mountain. Come in the happy come here see if it belongs and so. So me don't know what to do.
Yeah. Jano, Prime Minister, oh you do it, Prime Minister, oh you do it. My God, this is not even funny, people. It's not funny. Yes, sir, the Prime Minister go and lick down the people them house. Knock down the people them infrastructure. That's why we say capture land, people. Be things are going. The phone line no open, you know. I beg the item for us. All a bit make me, deal with this professionally, because the phone line I go away. It go away.
Used to have 5 type of meters. The first time.
God. Thing I move away, so make way. See if we can get some more thing inside of it, and people have to know what go on.
Be a genius to know that the last thing the Horn of Africa needs is more foreign military bases, more weapons, and more European meddling. What we call our strategic relationship isn't about human flourishing, it's about the EU's ambitions as a superpower. There's now a new great game in the Horn of Africa. Greater and lesser powers are pockmarking the place with military bases. France, the US, China, Germany, Japan, Italy, Saudi Arabia all have a presence in the tiny area of Djibouti alone. Mercenaries are swarming in from all quarters. The entire region is being militarized. War is in the air. And what about the people facing climate and food insecurity? None of this benefits them. We talk about instability, but we only make it worse. We flood the place with weapons, hand over the profits to European arms companies, and charge the bill to our citizens. And then with the carnage, we go back in and we do it all again. It's a racket. Strategic relationship, it's one thing after another, isn't it? Really, it's the same as it ever was. And all I can say is, God save Africa from Europeans offering help.
My God, God save Africa. I wonder if the leaders are listening this morning, because nobody seems to be listening. Everybody seems to be on their own jolly good fellow run. Before we head into the phone lines, anyway, let's get some Caribbean reaction as to what's going on. That Stop the Rumors today. There is a lie. The corporation is trying to perpetrate a lie today. They're saying that we must recognize today as World Indigenous People Day, but yet still they want to say that this is a Christopher Columbus Day also. We don't know where that come from, but we're not going to follow through. Let's get into the headlines. Secondary school student murdered in Trinidad. What is Father God? Former president urged support for coalition as Suriname battles social economic problems. CARICOM education minister to meet in Guyana. U.S. defense decision to issue travel advisory for Trinidad and Tobago. Suriname established tuna canning plant. Cayman Islands opposition leader plans boycott of parliament should Makiba Bush remain as speaker. And of course, we have some more headline. PAHO launches new campaign to curb stigma against mental health. Indicom probing fatal police shooting. And major accident at the world's longest floating bridge in Guyana. New Bermuda Hotel gets first casino license. Dominicans to tighten gun legislation. Trinidad and Tobago government shocked by most recent travel advisory ban. This is not looking good for my brothers and sisters over Trinidad. Trinidad, if you're listening, please give a listening call. Let's get into the meat of the matter. We have a situation, people, where the Prime Minister has bulldozed down some of our brothers and sisters' property over there, and it's causing a problem. Hold on.
76, when a former slave owner named Lucy Foreman Harley said she was assaulted by 2 black men, leading to a white paramilitary mob killing as many as 100 black men, which witnesses later said was just an excuse to suppress black voters. In 1898, Rebecca Latimer Felton, who, by the way, was a suffragette and the first female United States senator, called for the lynching of thousands of black men if it meant protecting white women. Her claim sparked a riot that killed 25 black men. But of course, she's remembered as a hero, a progressive icon for women's rights. Fast forward to 1908. Mabel Hallam claimed a black man raped her. Black neighborhoods were burned, black civilians were shot, and elderly black men were lynched. And just 2 weeks later, she admitted she lied. In 1921, all that Sarah Page had to do was scream, and the whole black community was burnt to the ground, killing over 300 black people. This event is known as the Tulsa Massacre. In 1931, Victoria Price and Ruby Bates accused 9 black teenagers of rape. The Scottsboro boys went through years of trials and jail time, only for one of the girls to admit she made up the whole thing. In 1955, Carolyn Bryant said 14-year-old Emmett Till was flirting with her. We all know the story of Emmett Till. His brave mother decided to have an open casket so that people could see how he was tortured and murdered.
Out of nowhere, this black guy came up and just opened the door and jumped in the car.
In 1994, Susan Smith claimed a black man kidnapped her kids, sparking a manhunt that labeled every black man in South Carolina a potential child killer.
It just seems so unfair that somebody could take such 2 beautiful children.
The true story? Susan Smith killed her children herself. In 2009, Bonnie Sweeten claimed she and her daughter were kidnapped by a black man so that she could swindle her boss and go to Disney World. A few years later, in 2016, rookie cop Sherry Hall claimed she was attacked by a black gunman, starting a massive manhunt. But the attack had never happened. She staged it all for attention. Which brings us back to 2020.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life. There is an African-American man. I am in such a hard time being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Christian Cooper was bird watching. More white women nonsense.
Good God of grace, Lord, will I have His mercy. I'm a old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver. I know your sins them are on, so carry we go home. I bring the runner east. Well, come on a Rasta no live on no capital. Oh, you mean? We carry we go home. Oh, you mean? And if we settle and feast. Well, come on a Rasta no live on no capital. I will. Lord America a capital. The whole of Jamaica a capital. A long time them want think the Rasta man, like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand and keeping Columbus have a golden plan. They make a
use a film called the African American Alex Haley produced a film called Roots. And in Roots, he dramatizes the life of a young man uprooted from Jufure village in what is now known as the Gambia, Kunta Kinte. And they take Kunta Kinte to the United States of America. When they take Kunta Kinte to the United States of America, the first thing that they do to him is to beat him up. that he may change his name, so that Kunta Kinte is beaten out of him, and they introduce a new being called Toby. When we are all empty, they fill us with something that is alien, and then we begin to think like them. We begin to think that our hair is not.
Good God of grace, Lord will, I have His mercy. I'm a old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver. I know your sins, them are on. So carry we go home, I bring the runner easy. Well, come on, a Rasta no live on no capital. Oh, you mean? We carry we go home. Oh, you mean? I said we settle and cease. Well, come on, a Rasta no live on no capital. I will, Lord America a capital, the whole of Jamaica a capital. A long time them want drink the Rasta man, like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand, and thief in Columbus have a golden plan. They make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. One Rasta no side till no Indian. And turn paradise in a plantation, and in cross one ship load the African. Now here comes the thieving queen from England. Now she come well and envy mother. Century part of a century full of separation. And after 400 years, me say no reparation. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you, please take me to the motherland. I beg you, carry me go home. I bring me run a easy. Well, come on, I Rasta no live on the capital. Could never carry me go home. I said we settle and cease. Come on, I Rasta no live on the capital. Watch them pan it up at the hill, and looking at them play how we properly feel. Because downtown have shot off the kill. Them tell the tourists that we stop on the grill. So come make we start a new chapter. We not stay on the land where them capture. And me say Africa fi all to Rasta. I so go tell the and screw plus factor. Say carry we go home. I bring the run a east way. Come on a Rasta no live on no capital. Go tell them now. Carry we go home. I keep it settle and cease way. Yeah, man, I'm Rasta man. Come in a live on no capital. Live on no capital. Follow me now. That's every garden a capital. Me tell you short to say that a capital. Los Angeles that a capital. And New York City that a capital. Hey, some of the place where you want to live sweet. A thief in the land, there's no title feet. And some of these places where you want to live nice. I give them thief it in the name of Christ. Spanish town that a capital. The whole of Kingston that a capital. Remember Portland that a capital. And all gonna nice to dread and terror condemn. Good God of grace, Lord will, I have His mercy. I'm a old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver.
Yo, let me say grand rising to my mother right now. Yes, I Rasta no live for no capital.
Oh, you mean? We carry we go home. Oh, you mean? I said we settle and cease. Well, come on, a Rasta man. A Rasta no live for no capital. I will, Lord America a capital. The whole of Jamaica a capital. A long time them want to be Rasta man. Like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand, and thief in Columbus have a golden plan. They make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. No one ras, then no side kill, no Indian. And turn paradise in a plantation. And in cross one ship load the African. Now here comes the thieving queen from England. Now she come away like Henry Morgan. Sent it back up a century full of separation.
What a piece of signal, what a piece of signal.
I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you, please take me to the motherland.
Oh, yeah, me say carry me go home. I bring me down the east, yeah.
Come on, Alaska, Alaska, no live for no capture.
Carry me go home. I bring me down the east, yeah.
Come on, Alaska, no live for no capture.
The division of St. Catherine is now distressed after getting notices to leave government land in 2 months. Some people have been living on the land in question for more than 50 years.
I am totally upset. We no sleep last night. We can't sleep.
We have to live somewhere on earth. We can't live in the sky. That's how we can't live on the sea. The residents, along with their member of parliament, are begging government for mercy and dialogue. Before we tell you more about that, we encourage you to support this company.
Yes, I. We're gonna take it all over the globe and show you what go on. Them a capture land now. Them a capture land. Can you imagine? We have people from all over planet Earth talking right now. Why is the corporation of Jamaica taking away the land from the indigenous people? Yes. Let's go back to the field. Hold on. Let's go back to the field. Let's go back to the fields. Go back to the fields and see what's going on. Hold on.
It's been left word since last evening when several residents received notices demanding that they pack up their belongings and leave the property within the next 2 months. Some of the residents have been living there for more than 50 years. The rural community, which has more than 100 households, is known as Pleasant Hill or Hog Pond and is located near Pennington District in the Lower Huddersville Division of St. Catherine. The residents told the Beacon that they were stunned last evening when they saw a man driving through the community handing out the notices for them to vacate the land by December 6 or be removed forcibly. The notice, dated October 6, 2022, accuses the residents of illegally occupying the land. The notice also bears the signature purportedly of the lawyer representing the Commissioner of Lands. One of the residents affected, Andrea Duhaney, said that the government authorities had been in discussion with residents about becoming legitimate owners of the land.
I'm a resident of Pleasant Hill, Lower Huddersville, otherwise Providence. I'm living in this area for over 30 years with my family. We built our house here, have our children and everything here. Before the last election, they came in, Mr. Amos came and said we are to apply for sending application towards the land. We did so, and they sent out some persons from Land Authority to us. And they came, they walk around and they do an inventory saying they want to know what is on the property. And they walk around each and every person with everybody's name on it. They said the next person that would be coming would be surveyor, and they're not gonna push people off the land. They're gonna do it just the way that you have a piece of land. And yesterday, only to see Land Authority come here, we expecting to hear that the land is ready to survey, that people can get a title. Only to see them come with this letter showing that we are to evacuate the land. And this is what the letter says to us by the 6th of December. Where we are going by the 6th of December. This can't work. It can't happen. We expect them to come and have a dialogue with us. Nobody come to talk to us more than to bring an eviction letter. I am totally upset. Me no sleep last night. Me can't sleep.
Another resident, Frederick Moyton, said he has been living on the roadside land since 1972 or for 50 years now. It's where he raised all his children and invested everything he worked for.
The situation can't reach through, man. This is a bad idea. So which part will I live? Family on this land and until me have my children, them 6 children and 7 grand now. So this condition can't reach through, man. So which part will I live?
We go and come in last night and we come here so later drop off it was land and property. So we trespass on property where we live human years. So if the government want the land or want we live better, enough we just think there, just get the land severe and we can take time pay for it. We can't pay for the land where we not think there, where we not severe or we don't know much we are pay for. You understand? So right now when we here now, it's like a jar knife on my belly. Because they get me ignorant, you see me? And so if we move off a land, where we all move go? Yeah?
Residents in this and other communities in the Loidersville division have had to struggle hard for decades to become legitimate landowners in an area steeped in sugarcane plantation history. The land in question was once owned by the nearby Worthy Park Sugar Estate. Residents claimed that late former Prime Minister Michael Manley acquired the property in what was his thrust to have more working-class citizens become landowners. A number of small farmers planted sugarcane on the land and supplied the crop to Worthy Park Sugar Estate. As the years go by, and in times when the prices of sugar plunged, the small cane farmers started building homes or selling the land for relatively low prices to potential house builders. There is virtually no cane left on the property. More and more houses are being built, now more than ever.
We have to live somewhere on earth. We can't live in the sky. We can't live on the sea.
Most of the new houses are being built by hard-working and ambitious young people from the area. Now, they fear losing everything. Like many of the residents, Member of Parliament for St. Catherine Northwest, Hugh Graham, is asking the government for lenience and dialogue.
I came to meet with the residents, and I am talking to the government people because I want the background of why they are doing this. So when I meet with the residents, I am able to explain the government's position, especially if I understand their position. Whether I agree with their position is certain, I don't know, but at least I need to know. I am the Member of Parliament for Northwest St. Catherine, and they haven't spoken to me. Nobody has called me to say, this is what is happening, this is what we're going to do, and these are the reasons why we're doing it. Very, very out of order, very unprofessional approach. As upset as the residents are, even more upset.
The notices were served on the same day that agents of the state demolished some houses built on government land at Clifton in the Portmore area of St. Catherine. The residents here in Loidersville Division, trapped in an anxious wait, are hoping that they won't end up suffering the same fate. In Loidersville
Yes. You hear you're capturing land all over the place. And the phone line open right now. 260-209-8730. Give me a card.
Good God of grace, well, I have His mercy. I'm a old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver.
That's what I'm saying right now. Let's get and everything, see that everything gone. We know we're fitting no more.
So the $800,000 that you pay for the land, who you pay to?
My hairdresser introduced me to the man. And we get the receipt, then we give him me PRN and my ID, and every time the receipt give me. There's a receipt give me. Nobody not give me a look one, no give me. No, I thought me just a person and told me I can't go to the place. Me just a work to go work. See that work to go work. I'm changing and me go work in the mountain. I'm not happy, come here, see if you belong. So I don't know what to do.
were warmly greeted and welcomed by the residents, and the discussion centered on the demolition of their homes, the impact on their lives, and how we can respond to their plight. Our councillors will come together to assist the residents with a contribution of funding towards their legal fees to seek full compensation. An attorney, Isaac Buchanan, will be assisting in legal representation on their behalf. The women's movement, led by Patricia Duncan Sutherland, is sourcing counseling services for the residents, many of whom...
I don't. That is the opposition leader right there, coming to clean up what has been destroyed. You know, what people are suffering for a lack of words, a lack of not knowing themselves. You know what I mean? Yes, I tell you.
Now.
Everything gone. We know what's fitting the boy.
Despair. Some St. Catherine residents get 48 hours to prove they own land to avert demolition. How did one of Jamaica's most wanted men escape custody?
I believe I am not supposed to escape custody from myself.
The Lentz prosecutors claimed a policeman went to conceal the alleged murder of his girlfriend, Donnelly Donaldson, and more than 24 children massacred in Thailand.
Wow. Whole heap of headline bucking up right there, so people. We have to ask the people them for bear with us.
This community almost 10 years ago. At that time, I think they were contemplating putting in sewer treatment plant nearby here. The community was not large as it is now, so it has grown. And as I have driven through the community, it is very clear that you want to build out your community. I'm seeing people building out their homes, building out their business spaces. Yeah. The history of the community is that it would have started from sugar workers, yes, and it was unplanned. So I can see, you know, the roads are not properly aligned, and some boundaries may have to be adjusted. But I am aware that the SCJ, that is the sugar.
Give me a minute, the people. One love. Give me a minute. Yes, I. Let me get back some things sorted out. Meanwhile, we run it. Seeing? Yes, I.
In a plantation, a green cross, one ship load the African. Now here comes the thieving queen from England. Now she come well and envy mother. Century part of a century full of separation. And after 400 years, me send a reparation. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you, please take me to the motherland. I beg you, carry me go home. I bring me from the east. Come on, I rationally from the Capitana. Carry me go home. I said, present the land, seas, the land. Come on, I rationally from the Capitana. Watch them panic a party hill and looking at them play to we properly feel. Because downtown have shot off the kill. Them tell the tourists if we stop panic hill. So come make we start a new chapter. We now escape on the land where them capture. And me say Africa fi all to Rasta. I say go tell the unscrupulous factor. Stay, carry we go home. I bring the run a east way. Come on a Rasta no live on no capture land. Go tell them now, carry we go home. I fit we send the land fees way. Yeah, man, I'm a man. Come in a live on no capture. Live on no capture. Follow now. Every garden a capture land. Me tell you short to say that a capture land. Los Angeles that a capture land. And New York City that a capture land. Hey, some of the place where you want to live sweet. A thief in the land, there's no title feet. And some of these places where you want to live nice. I give them thief it in the name of Christ. In Spanish Kingston, that a capital, and the whole of Kingston, that a capital, and remember Portland, that a capital, and all gonna Trinidad. That a capital, and Barbados said that a capital, and tell them Bermuda that a capital, and I tell Colombia said that a capital, and around Cuba said that a capital, and pandemic. Good God of grace, Lord will I have His mercy. I miss the old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver. I know your sins them are on, so carry we go home. I bring the runner easy. Well, come on a Rasta no live on no capital. Oh you mean? We carry we go home. Oh you mean? I said we settle and cease. Well, come on a Rasta no live on no capital. Well, Lord America a capital, and the whole of Jamaica a capital, and a long time them want think the Rasta man, like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand, and keeping Columbus have a golden plan. They make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. One Rasta no side kill no Indian. Turn paradise in a plantation, and bring cross one ship load the African. Now here comes the thieving queen from England. Now she come well and envy mother. Century part of a century full of separation. And after 400 years, me say no reparation. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you please take me to the motherland. I beg you carry me go home. I bring me run a easy. Well, come on a Rasta. I Rasta no live on the capital. Could I never carry me go home? I said we settle and seize. Come on a Rasta no live on the capital.
Yes, I
looking at the plate we properly feel. Because downtown have shot off the kill. Them tell it to
I want to publicly commend your member of parliament for leading the initiative in ensuring that this community is regularized. And he has done a very good job in that regard. And we shall come back in a few weeks' time to actually distribute your titles. Having toured the area, it is clear that there needs to be some work done on roads. I'm not sure what your water situation is. I hear it is intermittent. Sometimes you have, sometimes you don't. And you do have your electricity poles in, so at least that part of it is solved. You will be connected to the sewage that is being developed in the area. And your water supply will be improved by the water supply that is going to be developed. Well, it is already being developed.
Not even like hear the brother this sometime. You know, me just big up all I massive them who LOGON. That is the Prime Minister of the Corporation of Jamaica people. And if you've been following from the start, we've been talking about capture land. And it is quite evident what is happening right now. The corporations are not run by the Queen anymore, because the Queen is dead, right? So if they swear to serve the Queen and the heir to our throne, that simple means that them not no boss, right? Now, the Prime Minister of Jamaica has gone ahead and God, I wonder if Mr. Joseph, I wonder if Joseph is available. I doubt Joseph will answer. Oh Lord, see it there. Oh Lord, can't talk right now. He's a bit busy. But when we want to talk to people like Sir Joseph Patterson, the Jamaican people are losing their lands, it is embarrassing. The Corporation of Jamaica is acting like a you know we don't have right. What's kicking? We have to find a solution. So the phone lines are open, people. If you want to get on board, we can get on board. I want to big up all our offices that are opening globally. They're globally operating. So, we just go keep the lines open and see how best we can get some retraction. Capture land is what we're talking about today. Kenny's a man when busy all the time. You can't really run up on fame thing. Everybody is kind of busy nowadays. But no, I see the Emperor did a nice piece yesterday. Yes, Grand Rising, Sir Kenny, Wagwan.
Yeah, King. I'm minding my own business.
Kenny, why nowadays you're so blunt when people are talking to you? You know, put on no liquor.
Remember. No, it's simple, no. It's simple. It's the raw truth, man. That's all it is. That's
Kenny say it's usually I just mind my own business and go through. But Kenny, although minding your own business, you are still a part of the development of our people. And Kenny, I am on the topic of capture land today. Kenny, I don't know if you have been following what's going on, but the corporation is on a land grab. The Queen has died. There is nobody in charge. And I believe that these politicians or government officials they are just working off of their own. They're working off of their they have no boss.
It has been so since the 20th of February 2020. There's no government.
So you're telling me that all of these elections from 2020 was fraud elections?
All fraudulent is all about but the people don't know. The people look here, man. You like syrup and sense. The people don't have no clue what I'm gonna do.
No, it's not
the people are a bunch of slaves. The people are a bunch of slaves, and a plantation has always been not change. So it's just routine. Everything is routine.
There's a developing story in your birthland there that you had to run and start living overseas like myself. Where the corporation of Jamaica run by the Crime Minister, the wrong Andrina Holness, has embarked on taking a private sector contractual job on behalf of the government. Is this legal, Kenny?
Well, I don't know what. Listen, a prime minister or a premier or a president, all of them are as heads of corporate entities are free to do what is legally correct to them.
No. But I am saying, like for instance, Kenny, you have a business. Kenny, and you can call the premier and say, I want to put it on the books that this business is given the authority through your office to go disturb people. Is that legal? What I'm talking about, Kenny?
Well, I was just about to tell you, they're free to act in a way that is legally correct to them, but at the same time, not all things legal are lawful. Where the difference is now with the people need to get up out of the sordid asses and with clear knowledge of the fact that their rights are being abrogated through legalism and take lawful action to protect themselves. Now the problem is that we are going to lawyers who are the enforcers of the legal system. That's our problem. And lawyers don't care about nothing else but making them $2 in them back pocket. So our people, because of our ignorance, that's why the word tells you, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You can't go to a lawyer to get lawful. The people have to understand the difference between legalism.
So in a nutshell, you cannot go to row end up. Anyway, you cannot go to any of these lawyers who have signed over their judicial right to the corporation to get any sort of
their duty is not to protect you, brother.
protect the corporation.
Lucky for you if you find a lawyer who has a heart for people and he's saying, okay, yeah, what is happening to you is wrong, so let me try to protect you. Okay, you have a few of them who will operate at that level. But for the main part, a lawyer's prerogative is to protect the interests of the corporation.
But
that's simply what it is.
But let's bring the story to bump, right? We have a corporation by the name of what is its name, engineer? The sugarcane company of Jamaica, something like that. And it has embarked. You remember Bernard Lodge, Kenny? You have ever drive past Bernard Lodge in your time of living in Jamaica, in the corporation?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was one of the sugar estates, I think it was.
No, Bernard Lodge was, as you admitted a while ago, a sugar estate, Kenny. So therefore, it was a factory running business. Now, when the abolition of slavery brought to an end, because some of these people who own the sugar plantation, you can trace that they were slave owners, right?
Right.
Now, Bernard Lodge, all the way from Spanish Town, the capital, go straight back to Elsha. Bernard Lodge was in charge of all of that offshore piece of flat sugar land there. And the people them live on it for over 800 years, as where the books are telling us. Now, the government of Jamaica, which is the Jamaica Corporation, formed a company in 2021, Kenny, that is running people off of them inhabitant, off of them indigenous land. Kenny, that makes sense to you? That sound like it legal or lawful?
Well, don't even talk about indigenous. Let us take it from a different point of view. Because again, you talk about legal and lawful, and this is my position on it. Very, 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 very frank.
Yeah.
If it is that a man has been occupying a piece of land for more than 10 years, under law, you are the entitled owner of the land by virtue of your occupation. That's law. So whether Andrew Holness or any one of them man who think they reserve the right to abrogate people's rights, all of them need to be dragged before the law and treated like criminals because you are abrogating the rights of people. And any damages that have been incurred by any man on the land who has been living there for over 10 years is a criminal act.
My God.
If people do not understand, the problem is our people are destroyed because of their lack of knowledge. Brother, we have a serious problem.
Yes, we do have a serious problem because for the crime minister, and then after he knocked down the buildings, he came to the community to tell them that it was a mistake. And
all he has to do, I would be happy. Listen, sir, even worse. Boy, they could have really do some stupid things. If it was a mistake, hold on. Yes. You know what he's entitled to do at this point?
What?
Restore the woman in full for damages incurred, and for any other
inconveniences.
Yes. The woman is entitled to all of that. As a matter of fact, he need to build back the woman house in total and give her in the amount of that.
Yeah, but he said that because the demolition, they have in plan to build 6,000 houses, and this is the robbery of the corporation. No, you are an indigenous person to this land. Your ancestors have lived there, but here comes the corporation said they're going to give you a land title. No, these titles are registered to who? To who?
Listen. your original right remain your original right. You don't. Listen, the Maroon community in Jamaica, and I'm speaking specifically of Akompong and all its environs, have been living on those lands for over the past 100 years. They don't need a title to occupy those lands because they, by treaty, own the land. Now, if a man is on a piece of land for over 10, 20 years, okay, if you're talking about a corporate setting, yes, you mentioned the whole thing with the Bernard Ladd situation earlier. And of course, if a man has been there for all these years, okay, if it is that one wants to make a contribution to the corporate entity that is now seeking to modernize and upgrade the land, then one could understand, yes, if you want to pay a little thing every year for it, then fine. I personally, that is my position.
Yes.
But to tell me that I don't own the land is criminal.
No, but how the government is going about it? We're joined by Janet Grand Rising. How are you doing?
Grand Rising.
So, like, Janet, are you done prayer? Are you still in prayer or what? Because from the other day,
no,
I noticed a lot of our people have to be going in deep prayer. Janet, I have Kenny over here from the Maroon Nation. Of course, he's residing inside the British Virgin Islands. Janet is in New York. Janet, we're talking about this capture land that is taking place. Can I get 5?
Yes, man, it's hurting my heart right now. I'm so disappointed. I'm so distraught. As the lady said, she can't sleep. When I saw it yesterday from the Emperor, I'm like, what is going on? How could people be so cold and, towards humanity? It's like you just tear down the people, them things, and then you come and hug them up. I just don't understand what is going on. You couldn't even come close to me. That's the truth.
Yeah, but Kenny,
this man is ridiculous.
Can you hear the expression of a mother who and feel that woman pain? You hear she say the crime minister come hug up the woman after him demolish the woman dwelling place. What kind of monster?
Brother, let me say greetings to the Empress who just joined this live. But let me say this to you, the problem we have as a people, as I said to you earlier, we are still living on the plantation. Nothing has changed. The problem is we are all so psychologically ingrained to the point where Monkey Master still is the authority.
Yes, but Jamaican people have to stand up. We are nanny people and Maroon people.
Hold on, Janet. Hold on, Janet. You mix up apple and orange. You say we are Jamaican, we are Maroon. This is why me have the program here, Janet. Cause guess what? You know why Andrew are robbing Maroon lands under the Jamaica disguise that we are all Jamaicans? Is because we have buyed into this scenario that we are Jamaicans. Andrew have control over any subject of the Corporation of Jamaica. He does not have control over the Maroon, the indigenous, the real indigenous people by appellation of that corporation. And until we step away from this fairy tale called Jamaica, I'm going to forever do these nastiness to us.
And that is why you're so right, and that is why, and again, it's a matter of general education of all to learn the difference between a corporate subject and the original man or woman occupying the land. There is lawful grounds for this position. Lawful grounds.
Yes.
But our people are not informed, and that is the problem. Now, when you walk, we don't go hug up people, say, I hug them up. Maybe a real man would have probably pissed on him foot. Okay, fine. Because he's advocating the rights of people.
I was surprised that after the woman get her house knocked down, the crime minister go down there, go hug up the woman and like he want to cry with her. May I say?
Because you see, he's on a roll. He is on a roll to win elections. He has to make a presence, even in that atrocity, to win the heart of the people, even when him just drop a bomb in the middle of them space.
Hold on, Kenny. Where you say? After him mash down Janet house now, Janet must still have this religious love in her heart for this your culprit.
Because when they create, it's cause and effect. When they create the madness, they are now going in as Captain said, offer the remedy. Look, your brother.
No man, people have to start rise up,
No,
man.
no,
People
we
have to
can't so
start stand up
fool.
to them
We can't so
right
fool.
and
Yeah, tell me.
start stand
No,
firm.
That is our
Jesus,
problem.
Like say we
peace,
have
man.
This
some
is our
backbone. We
problem.
can't allow
This is the problem. This is exactly the problem.
No, sir.
Captain Save a whole created
Jesus,
problem, then go in with
peace.
open hands.
Ima-
Oh yeah, we
No,
got
no,
enough.
no,
Oh
no.
yeah, we will do this.
But hold on, no.
It's
Hold on.
political.
Hold on, no. Let me show you so them politicians, yeah, them work in unison, people. After the Prime Minister going at the so-called House of Parliament where they had to go roll on a Garden Street and pass the Thursday night to go mash up the people most the Friday morning. Mash it up, you know. Then he go this Saturday, go hug up a woman and tell the woman, say, no worry, we are going to take care of you. At the said crime minister get up and say, him don't know why crime so high. Him don't know why. Then Jesus and peace, man. Jesus.
But let me say this to you, brother.
Wow.
Let me say this to you. When I saw it, it was 2 days ago when I saw the videos, including the woman and the teardrop and all of that. One thing hit me hard, and I'm going to say this.
Yes.
One popular sentiment coming out of Kingston, Jamaica, is that head is going to roll down at King Street.
Garden Street. Right at Garden House there.
Garden Street.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna start happening. Uprising.
Hold on. I hope, listen, I'm using this platform to make this statement because I hope to God that the Prime Minister of Jamaica understand where he lives. Maybe he's forgetting where the hell he is.
Wow.
Oh my
When enough people are hurt badly enough, he cannot come out of that house.
I am very hurt. I am all the way in New York, and I am very, very hurt.
Jeez.
I am disappointed. I am telling you, I cannot believe that a grown man do something like this and then have the audacity to go in the community the next day. You know how much for one block?
Wow.
You know how much for one block?
Peace,
the woman have got $300 in Jamaica is less than a couple US cents. The woman had got she lived on her work.
Yes, when she said she would just want to kill herself, I said, mighty. I said, this is just too much. This is just too much. You can't have no solution for come and talk to her about and come give her hug up and sweetheart. Them days
less than $1 US, 300 US, 300 Jamaican dollar. Less than $1 US. I bet the woman I go open every day just to build her house. And you are going to lick it up and then go, me tell you, when people are hurt bad enough in Jamaica,
that's right.
I don't want to see what is going to happen down there. I'm telling you.
It's true.
This is not looking. If this is how governance,
not looking good.
If this is how governance look, I think the Corporation of Jamaica has failed tremendously.
But the people are yet to realize that and realize that they, the men and women of the land, need to get up off them sordid asses and start defending and declaring their status to protect themselves. That's the problem. And I am not talking like no indigenous crap. Indigenous crap don't mean a damn thing. The rights of our people as the original people of the land, that is what I'm talking about. That needs to be protected.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to face this problem head on. I am having PSI Raider Kenny. He has a prominent portal out there that he put out information. I'm talking to Janet. She's also a tribal counselor, you know, and we're going to need so much counseling now because these are post-traumatic slave syndrome that is going to develop right now. Can you imagine how this young lady can't sleep, you know? This young lady, I don't think there is no sleeping in her head right now because all of us dream of having our own shelter over our head, people. And we're witnessing government. May I ask a question? People, are we living in the Middle East where Israel tear down Palestine place and not come out of it? That is the Corporation of Jamaica.
That is left to be seen. And again, I say, my brother, we have to know we have not been doing too well apart from Andre, and I must say hello to brother Andre.
Yes.
He's the only one who has been holding all of these bastards accountable. Yes. Media in Jamaica is a stupid thing. It's the stupidest. Listen, I don't know when we become such a set of baboon, a bunch of mumus.
See,
They're not standing up, and when the emperor talks,
media is supposed to be
they're not paying attention.
Media is supposed to protect media is supposed to bring to the forefront the atrocities happening within the country, especially committed by government. The whole of them are silent. Now, if something like this is allowed to slide, it tells you the depths to which we have lost ourselves as a people.
That's right.
And the degree to which governments are able to abrogate the rights of people and get away with it. I would hope that the media in Jamaica keeps this damn man 199% accountable for this bullshit that he's doing.
Kenny and Janet, is it the media job to keep this crime minister in check, or is it the opposition? Because here we have the opposition now, another Golding. After we've been through Bruce Golding, we're getting another Golding, who he is overseas as we speak right now, either trying to launder money or collect money or something of that sort.
Yes, all of them are criminal. Every one of them is criminal.
Who is defending the people? Who is defending the people as far as being Jamaican? Talk to me, Janet. All I see is the emperor.
Talk to me, Janet. Just the emperor.
Talk to me.
Because all I see is that everybody just going their merry way and trying to manipulate poor people who don't understand and don't know the right language to use. I see the emperor talking to a lady when he went down there, and she was just giving the lady in the glasses. Yes. And all the emperor talking to her, it's like she get offended. These people who don't understand, they don't understand the words that they need to use. You have to know how to speak. And that is what gonna make our people get washed away, because guess what? We don't listen. Listening is a skill, you know. Yes. Listening is a skill, and we have to get good representation. And when somebody comes to represent you, putting their life on the line to come and represent you and tell you the truth, you have to sit and listen.
Sister Janet.
Sit and listen.
Sister Janet.
Yes,
Janet. Sir. Now, I'm glad we could meet first. So, but let me say this to you: the problem we have as descendants of slaves on the plantation is the fact that education, and I use the word in quotes because education is no education. Knowledge is more powerful.
That's right.
Education is just the dissemination of information. You just go sit down and follow. Knowledge is knowing. Education is telling you what to do. That is what has been happening on the plantation. Now, our people have not been empowered with knowledge to take a position, but rather they have been educated. In other words, they have been spoken down to, and everybody just follow. That has been the modus operandi on the plantation. The problem is, until we get to a place of knowledge where we, first of all, empower ourselves to function, to unite on the foundation.
But when are going to get to that? Another 100 years? We can't wait another 100 years. We need that now. We have another 100 years. This is too much. We have everything. All the information is out there now. Google anything you want to know. When we're going to wait another 100, 200 years?
So hold on. The problem we have now is not knowledge. Is the capacity to come together on the foundation of the knowledge to protect our own backside. Now, my question is, how soon will we be able to save our own asses and come together? How soon?
No, but what is the priority of coming together?
Implementation needs to happen now. ASAP, SU, ASAP.
No, but
we have all the knowledge and the education and whatever they want to call it. We need to start acting. We need to start implementing things now. We need to start take action.
Councillor.
Action right now and not a vagabond.
Hold on the councillor. We are joined by Ambassador Michael. Michael, we have nobleman Kenny, of course, he's with PSI Radio. We have Janet, the tribal councillor from the Nyankopong sovereign government. We are looking at the capture land, Ambassador Michael. The crime minister has acknowledged that the Jamaica Corporation have discovered this community and they were in the process of putting in the necessary things that was not available. But then the destruction of indigenous lands, Ambassador. This is not looking good. We are not taking this lightly because this may be another Bill Gates / China approach to dislocate and relocate our indigenous people. What's your take on that, sir?
Well, it's not only just the land, it's even the waterfronts they're taking away also. The sea coastline. And from I was growing up, I know Burnett Lodge as a protective farm community, not only for farming, but also where people live. And it was also one of the protective areas. So I don't understand how Andrew just come out of the blue and start creating some fictitious illusion in his head.
My God, seems as if we'll have to get back to that. Kenny, you hear what he's saying? He's saying that there's more to just seizing this land. Burnett Lodge proper lands have been prime land. Joseph Matalan has robbed couple 100 acres to build up those matches box over
well, the
years.
thing is this.
So it's a strategy they're using. It's a strategy they're using.
Well, yeah, I was about to say it because you see what we don't understand clearly, what we don't comprehend well enough, is one thing that is happening in the mind of that prime minister. One thing. Nothing existing within the land of Jamaica, currently called Jamaica, nothing existing within it, in his mind, should be operating or functional outside corporate structure.
The Jamaican corporate structure.
So yes, so what he's currently doing is moving very strategically to bring everything under the corporation called Jamaica. That's all he's doing.
And we have to bear in mind that this is the said Captain Saverho who is pushing the initiative of the Republic of Jamaica. People who have to understand that the Queen has died on a seat to no own now. Who have these culprits?
Yes, and a lot of things happening.
No, but these criminals swear to serve who? The Queen and the heir to our throne. So if the Queen dead, there is no heir to the throne right now because Charles has not been put in place, and word upon the road is that them are planned for poison Charles. Because them are said him too egotistical, him not gonna do a good work with the Freemason them. Now, if this really unfolds, where Andrew is he already say out of mouth say that no other entity that claims sovereignty will get any sort of recognition. Andrew who who work under the crown, who own the papers and the registry for the Corporation of Jamaica, is disrespecting the indigenous maroon people them who beat the crown, who said them own Jamaica. Anything the crown own, the maroon are the real owners for it.
But put it otherwise. The entire Commonwealth, Lord God.
Yes,
our people need to wake up and inform ourselves, because the entire Commonwealth has been stated to be under the Queen.
Yes.
Now that the Queen has died, King Charles himself went into what the name of the place in Africa the other day, and he told all gathered at the meeting that all parties who are currently members of the Commonwealth are free to remove themselves therefrom.
Yeah, but that's hold on, and this is what we keep saying to our people, that you see these politicians, they're using words, but notice how they're using words. Like for instance, Charles knowing himself say him not have no authority, but he wants to present himself. Because if the Queen at the head of the 54 country, your mama dead. Your mama dead, and what your mama own, your own. Because your mama have stolen goods. Goods your mama have.
So this is my point.
Sure.
You're right on the book. This is where I am now. It must be clear in the minds of all peoples across the lands of the Central Americas that they, the occupiers of the land, now restore unto themselves full autonomy within the lands where they occupy.
They have no other choice but to do
that. The colonizer is dead.
Dead.
Right.
No. Let me stick up in here, people, because in case you're just joining us, we're talking about this capture land that the crown go and capture these land and call them crown land, and years them sit down, they make grass a grow up on it. People are catch up in a 1-bedroom, 6 and 7 and 8 people are living in a quote unquote apartment while the land is there and the people not have rights to it. Now the people out there who are carrying the documents are saying are Jamaican, only subjects. Worse, if you call yourself a citizen of Jamaica, you're a slave. Citizen. Citizen.
But can I also say this, my brother, because this is another important point I need to make. Please note that the so-called Prime Minister, knowing that the lands are open for grabs, is going to do everything in his powers to take over the land for his own personal gain. It must be understood.
And then the Chinese come in.
Hold on.
You have to look at that.
Hold on, no store.
Kenny. Listen, I sell him the land. I sell him land to the Chinese
Kenny,
and whoever else.
So you just said something a while ago, because you said something a while ago that is, people, you know what the crime for treason is? The crime, the penalty for treason is death. And treason comes in several different forms. To abuse the rights of your people is treasonous, you know.
Yes.
To take away the rights of your people is also treasonous, you know. You know what I'm seeing unfolding in the corporations? We have a bunch of educated brothers and sisters who have gotten a bit of spoils and benefits from the corporation, who are actually the gatekeepers of this nastiness that is unfolding.
The gatekeepers we have to look out for, yeah?
Jesus,
the gatekeepers are the danger.
Mighty
the gatekeepers are the danger.
There is one motive, one intention, one goal of the corporation: to control all assets, all resources, all states, everything that pertains to the people for their own personal gratification. The water, the land, the gold, the silver, the precious stones, all of this is what they seek to control as we speak. And until the people wake up off of them started ass and realize that, as the little pig said, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. We read this.
Right.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Until the people come to them, that's why them stop print them storybook, because the messages were too strong. Them stop print them.
Strong.
We have to get to the place where we say, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin, you will not take over our land. Listen to me. You don't need guns and bombs and grenades and all of that to protect yourself. You know? All we need is unity. The problem we have is that our people are too divided to even think straight. It is working like a charm. The divide and conquer mentality is working like a charm. That's the problem.
But this is phenomenon, because if these people were living on the land and they do this to them, I wonder if all the well-thinking Jamaicans who are out there who say they have land title, because you must understand that if you have a land title, you're actually a land. You're not a landowner, Kenny. You're actually what are you? A landkeeper?
Landholder.
A landholder.
A landholder, because as long as you're paying taxes for a piece of land, you're not the owner of it. Anything that is registered under the state, you're only occupying.
My God. Hey, people.
Landholder.
People, we now a serious predicament, you know. We now a serious predicament.
And we have to do something about it. We don't have we don't even have 20 years to go. We need it to do now. And we need things to be put in place where people can act and know what steps to take, because they're trying to manipulate people with words. And this is what we're not going to allow. Words have meaning and words have power.
Brother Gadites.
Yes, sir.
Brother Gadites. I'm going to say this to you and the Empress and the Honorable Michael on the
Yes.
I'm having a serious problem, and I'm saying this to you very honestly.
Yeah, man.
And and if you notice, I'm changing my tone here because I think it is something that so-called indigenous people need to come to terms with. We have not been strategically dealing with the situation in a way that the people who we are seeking to touch or reach can have a certain level of protection as we move forward. This is the problem. While I support you, my brother, because you, Brother Gadites, have been on a journey to empower your people. And I respect the fact that...
Don't say nothing yet, Mark. Hold on. I'm glad we have you up on the line. Kenny from the BBI has finished up her sentiments that he's sharing. And then I want to have you on the line.
I respect the fact that you're on this journey to establish a platform so our people can come to a place of knowledge and of acquisition of our properties and our rights, and that's a good thing. But my problem, not just at this level, but in general, with the indigenous groups that I have been seeing, and I'm saying this to stimulate thought, is the fact that when you look at what we have been doing as indigenous people, and I put that in quotes, when you look at the acceptance of these things within our general communities where we live, the acceptance of these propositions as standard measure of authenticity among our people, this is where we're having a problem, because many indigenous people are not seen as credible in the eyes of the corporation because we have not been approaching it right.
Well, Kenny, while I can sympathize with your point as you just put a while ago, that our people suffer because of the lack of knowledge, and when we say that they suffer, we mean that from high up above and deep down below and in the core center, there's a shortage of knowledge. Now we've been joined by Mark, the Renaissance man. Mark, we're talking about this capture land that has been taking over the headlines for a couple of days, with the Prime Minister of the Corporation of Jamaica making these barbaric move at this crucial time when our people are facing so much tremendous challenges. I wanted to hear your talk. You're actually, thank God, inside the place they call Jamaica right now as we speak. What is your reaction, Mark, and how do you see all of this? Because it must be emotionally drained for you. You're on the ground, you're seeing the woman them crying, say, yo, you're hearing all kind of story. Give me your take on it, Mark Renaissance.
First of all, the Prime Minister, if I can call him that, has gone outside of his jurisdiction, okay? He is acting like a dictator. What he did by calling the police to take action against these persons are outside of his power.
His office.
He's not supposed to do that. Parish council situation, and there's a process that if there's an issue, that these persons can be removed. However, what we're not understanding, I don't think people understand their rights. First of all, Andrew Holness and the government are the people. Those are the people's land. He has no business, there's no squatter. If Jamaica is owned by Jamaicans, then every inch of land that's considered crown land should belong to the Jamaican people. What we have to do is to put together a process in how Jamaicans can use the land for the collective good, because you have to use land in a way that it doesn't affect the rights of other people. First priority should be to those who want to do farming. Farmland should be given to farmers, so they could form small cooperatives, almost like a kibbutz in style in Israel, where they get together as a cooperative and they actually farm. Other lands that are for housing, hillside properties and that kind of thing should be distributed and titled and given to all Jamaicans who need land. It's as simple as that. Jamaicans
Jamaicans should not be banned land from the government.
Yeah, but Mark, you're a landholder, and as we have said here on the panel, that the title landowner and landholder, it is two different things. The corporation have come in, like all me now. May have generation, Pantapa generation land at St. Mary. And you think so the government can come tell me, say me I'm a landholder. This is a revolution brewing right now, you know, where the corporation of Jamaica is infringing on indigenous people land. The Maroons are not Jamaicans. Jamaican is a brand name. And if my grandmother Nanny beat the crown and own the land, and Andrew Holness and him croonies down a garden house, I gotta come with this trickery. This is a declaration of war. The land belongs to the people. The government.
Well, guess what?
Yes, sir.
Well, guess what?
Yes, sir.
We have a new movement, and we've agreed on a name.
Talk to me.
And we will be announcing after the registration in a couple of weeks. And it's along the lines that you're talking about, giving indigenous people full rights. You have to understand that if you're going to fight a battle and you're giving guns, then we both fight with guns. If we're giving paperwork, we're going to use the same paperwork.
The pen is more mightier than the sword.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, we are going to use the same paperwork that they've given us to our advantage and secure the freedom of our Jamaicans that we've all been waiting on.
As I said to you,
I'm 61 years old.
Yes.
And since we are a youth, we are talking about a revolution.
Yes, sir.
Rastaman are talking about a revolution. The real revolution, brethren, is on the horizon. And we're asking all of indigenous people, Africans, to support what we're trying to do.
But
like I said, it's going to be.
Yeah, but can I? Mark, what you have come to the table all the time is with a proposition, and you know that I respect your proposition. But I said to my people that when I register nothing to no crown to Jamaica, Jamaica is a fraudulent establishment. It is run by criminal. Hold on, let me finish. It is run by criminal entities, and these entities will never. You know why Andrew Holness get up and seize the land of our indigenous people at this time? He is not working for the Queen. The Queen is dead.
No, I'll tell you why he can do it. I can tell you why he can do it.
Try to do it.
No, I'm going to tell you why he can do it.
Why? Tell me, Omar, tell me.
He can do it, not saying he's justified, because he was voted in by the people that live in this country.
No. Listen me. And you must listen.
Wait, guess what? We're not going to get anywhere because unless you understand that the rights of people are determined by the people who take advantage of voting for people that they want. It's not going to change. You're going to waste time. You're going to be 85 years old talking the same thing and nothing is going to change. Do you understand that? Nothing is going to change. You have to connect them with their own tools of the trade. Okay? And if it means that it takes the majority of our citizens to stand up and tell them the kind of government that we want, we're not going to get any change, brethren. I keep telling it over and over again.
No, but as I keep telling you, we are not going to follow this Trojan horse where them are built up. What has happened is, until we, as a nation, recognize that we've been occupied and stop accept this substitute of governance, because this is not governance in Mark. There is nothing to be proud of saying that he's a Jamaican.
I do not care about them. I don't care about them.
Hold on.
Because guess what? What we are working on is independence of them.
But you're working,
talking about them.
But you're working under the premises as a Jamaican.
I'm working on the premise of a man that's free.
You're going to register the company next week with the Jamaica Corporation, don't
you? See, you're harping on names. You're harping on names, bro.
Hold on.
You're harping names of people that run this thing.
All right, hold on. Kenny, what you want to say? Because I don't want Mark feel like I am. Because Mark is not the oppressors. I know the oppressors. Continue.
like the points he made, and that kind of stimulates a lot of thought in my head. No, two points major here that I need to make. First of all, look at the police force. Go back into the slave community where the slaves were on the plantation, and one of them runway. Them have the slave capturers that them release to go catch back the slave.
Mighty God.
So the police force, as we see it right now, is a modernized
version
slave capturing machine.
Yes.
Of course, they said they're doing it in the name of protecting the people.
Law and order. Law and order.
But the police force was designed to work on the behalf of Mucky Massa itself.
A criminal entity, just like the Queen and her stolen goods.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Now he mentioned, very important points.
Yes.
Now he mentioned the matter of the people uniting on as whatever, Jamaicans, whatever. Now, who is the authority in Jamaica or any place else in the world? Who is the authority? The politician, the government, the prime minister, premier, president. Who is the authority? The authority is the people, because none of them could be in the office where they are except the people put their ass in there. None of them.
Yes. Exactly. That's my
point. People realize that they are the authority and stop. You see, so it goes back to us giving away our rights because we're too stupid to figure it out. That's our problem. And it is very unfortunate that we have come to this place where we now have to be seeking to backpedal and operate on the second seat. Then up top and we second seat to get things done, because if we don't find a strategy to get it done, when we are the authority who put them there, we should be first place.
Hold on. You've touched upon us, Black there, because I'm glad Mark is here with us this morning. Mark, you are dropping some great points as to the registration of this movement that's coming. Can you give us any more details? The last time I asked if Lisa Anna was a part of it, you told me about the painting that you handed to her. Mark, give me some sauce, Mark. Give me some sauce and stop going like you want to go around the thing. Stop going like you want to go around the thing, Mark.
No, as I said before, right?
Yes.
The people, the execs from the UIC that left were people of high integrity that did not want the same Bogard situation going on with the man who's now who professes to be the leader.
May I call Joseph,
and they broke away.
Yes.
And when I think about my brethren, when I
call him now. Yes.
When I think about my interaction with these great people,
yes,
I don't understand. I cannot fathom why a man would allow these people to lead his movement. These are great people, boss. These are people that you can have in government and not worry about government, because they're honest, caring people. They care about the country and they're qualified to lead the country. So I'm fully behind them. And
I want names, Mark. I want names, Mark. I need names.
The names of who? The people?
Some of these leaders in the dark that our people are going to get leadership skill from. You have something coming up. The JLP has failed us. The PNP has failed us. The UNC was part of the organization that we are pushing. Now you're cutting away from that. And a different. I want to hear names, Mark. I want to hear names.
Excuse me, Gada.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
With Michael Lee Chin, I see his name popping up on this Vernon Lodge investors
mighty
list.
God, mighty
You
God.
understand?
Mighty
this just has
God.
just arrived on my desk.
Send it over. Send it over.
Behind the scene.
Send it over. Jesus.
It was just sent to me in text. It was text to me.
Hold on. Is it the said Michael Lee? Is it the said Chin that by Goat Island and send it to the Chinese?
The team like this thing is bigger than what we think. It's a whole team of network, a whole heap of people getting involved. Corruption at the land ministry. Corruption at the land ministry at the highest level. Some would need to start talk some.
Hold on. Somebody is making Michael, mute your mic a bit, Michael. You heard a while ago, Michael. Just what was that? What was that, Kenny?
Yeah, you make me laugh. Listen, it's brother. Listen, and it could be. It's appalling to even come to the reality. The people who are offering themselves as leaders all have one simple thing in mind.
Jesus.
Whatever them ever get up front, them are try to catch up with it down the back.
But as I said,
all they need is to get on the gravy freaking train.
Kenny, let me hear some of the names. Kenny, let me hear some of the names that Mark have with this movement coming up. Because Mark, I see Mark rubbing shoulders. Hold on, Mark. I see you rubbing shoulders with some of the said people them who is part of this big time problem here. And I'm only hoping that they're not planning a plan B, you know, Mark. Because I tell you, the people are very wise. Can I get some names as to somebody hit the movers and shakers for this movement coming up? Or you don't confident for the people and support them?
The treasurer from the UIC, Howard, is the reluctant lead at this point. He's never voted before. I think 5 of the people on board right now have never voted before and joined the UIC because of the principles of the UIC. These are not politicians. They're very successful. Howard is a certified public accountant and also a lawyer.
Yeah.
Very man of integrity that I trust. Okay. So the name. Okay, I can get the man's name, right? I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Okay, the name of the movement called Up Jamaica.
Oh Christ, mighty God! People, make a note of that. Up Jamaica. Let's carry on. I don't want to make any rainfall yet, but Up Jamaica is the name of the movement, and
it's called Up Jamaica, and the tagline is Movement of the People. This is voted on by all our members.
Yes,
they came up with the United Party. We don't like the party is because most time when you have a party, you're not invited. Some invited, some not invited. So we not deal with the party.
So it's Up Jamaica movement.
Yeah, Up Jamaica movement. And we have some great people on board. And like I said, one of the issues that we're talking about is land reform. That we believe fundamentally that land already paid for with the blood and tears of Jamaican, of the indigenous people, Maroons and so on, it's already paid for. No Jamaican should be paying for land.
But hold on. You just said a while ago that our ancestors paid for it with blood, sweat, and tears, and life also. The last time the UIC came about, I thought Joseph would have involved the authentic indigenous people of the island as pertaining to the Maroons and some of these people who have been fighting the Rastafarian community also. But we see that politicians over the years, even though they picked the community, Peter Phillips had to cut his natty before he could ever become head of the People's National Party. Has your movement have any ingredients as to indigenous people who are standing on their rights and principles involved in this movement?
Well, as you know, we believe one Jamaica. One banner of freedom and liberation for Jamaican people. We recognize the contributions of the Maroon. Most of Jamaicans are Maroons anyway. So to downplay the role of the Maroons then is like downplaying yourself. Every person that is in Jamaica has a right to a free and safe environment that is orderly and inclusive, equal justice. You're not going to have a rural Reed walking around after stealing millions of dollars, waiting for due process, while a man steal 3 sheets of zinc and go in jail. We're not going to have that. We're going to have a recall option of any underperforming leader of each constituency. The people, by the way, we are not going to select the leaders for each constituency. We're engaging right now with the people in the community on who they want to lead them. So it's a big difference than the two that we have here today.
Yeah.
Who bring people and parachute them into each community and say these are the people that are representing us.
Yes.
Nobody now represent us.
Oh Lord.
They are representing you.
Yeah.
So if you're in your constituency, you are going to select your own leader, not Jamaica.
You hear about this?
Jamaica.
Listen, me now. You hear about this representation? I am playing a tape this morning where the member of parliament for the area in St. Catherine, Burnham Lodge, not even he himself was told about this private Masonic meeting that was held on Thursday night. But hold on. I'm simply saying that under this criminal enterprise called Jamaica that any government is going to form, the blueprint of criminality is already imprinted in this book, you know. Even the very thought of getting, can you imagine, we as a people, you have just recognized in words that the Maroon is more prominent than the Jamaican so-called citizenship. And the Jamaicans that is there, who are subjected by the rules and regulation of the Jamaica Corporation, their rights are being infringed. They are being taken from them.
Well, understand that, and which is why a vote by the people of Jamaica legitimizes our movement for change. We are going to abandon all of those. First of all,
the Queen dead, for crying out loud. The Queen dead.
Listen, brethren, I don't want to hear about the freaking Queen and all that bullshit, right? What I'm saying is each parish is going to have their own manager. You understand that? Almost like a governor or whatever you want to call it.
Can you buy this?
Anything, hold on, man. Yes. Anything that goes on with the parish of Manchester will have to be dealt with the parish manager. You understand that? Matters of public, of collective initiatives.
Yeah,
there will be votes on all parish managers and anything that requires our country to give up liquidate asset liquidation, which will involve a vote. You can't get up and say, boy, sister piece of them and give 3,000 land to the Chinese. No, it has to go to a referendum where the people decide if they want to sell that property to a foreigner or not.
Kenny, you believe that sort of mechanism can work under the Westminster blueprint that had already.
It's not going to be on the Westminster. It's not going to be on the Westminster model because we're getting out of that.
Yeah, but
we're getting out of that.
No, but you're not out of it yet, man. I'm telling you, you're not out of it yet because the party that you're going to register next week is going to register not to the Jamaican people, but to the Crown. And when you register this party, hold on.
Do my favor. You do my favor.
Yes.
You come up with an initiative where we can register something to get our votes out there and call me. Let me know about it.
I don't
because at this point we're going in circles. You're going to waste your damn time with what you're talking about. You have to fight the battle with the guns that you've been given.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion? Hold on, Kenny, before I hand over you this pot of soup that we're boiling this afternoon, I want to make a strong suggestion to all these aspiring leaders who are waking up to the smell of a new day. I want to say to you that look around you and look at the last 60 years. What have been leading our people as far as the Corporation of Jamaica go. And then look and see outside of that what has been the resistance against the corporation, and then support the resistance. I'm asking you, support the resistance, put away your pride, put away what you've been taught, put away all of your fear, and support the resistance. Kenny, let me hand it over to you because Kenny, Mark is painting a nice picture here, but I think over the last 60 years we have had this picture drawn over and over and over, and the results still remain the same. Kenny, do you differ from what I'm saying?
No. It's a good
you go on the lead, brother. You go on the lead and do what you do. Me follow you.
Yeah, go on, Kenny. Yo.
Marcus painting it's a good picture.
Yes. He's an artist. Mark is an artist. He's a very good artist, you know.
But again, while I credit the fact that they are thinking in this light, there are some functional defects in this model. And I'll tell you what some of them are. Our people have been conditioned over centuries, and I'm talking about Jamaican people, in quotes, to think a certain way, to see our community a certain way, to feel a certain way about what we have been living socially, economically, spiritually. It's an ingrained system within the minds of our people to date. Now, to break away from this concept as we have been taught, it's a psychological concept. It becomes my problem, and let me explain this. One, to the execution of, and I put this in quotes again, companies or entities that are designed for change is that, and you know, it was the other day, my brother, my beloved panelists. I sat with a lawman. I'm not going to tell you his capacity.
Prominent lawman. Prominent.
But it's a prominent lawman. I sat with him. And when I told him, I wanted to get certain things done. You're talking about the whole indigenous crap. It would blow your mind. And I keep saying it, how daft we are in relation to how we free ourselves from the grasp of the corporation. It has been done so cleverly that, my God, it is frightening. My problem is, I went to this prominent lawman and I sat with him. And I said, I would like to change my status. I want it publicized, which of course that's a part of the process. You're talking about the depot and all them things. Blah, 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 blah. But it went much deeper than that. After I outlined what I wanted to do, he took like 2 steps back, looked me straight in the eyes and said, yeah, because he didn't even realize at this level that all these things were possible, yet he has all the machinery in his hands to do it. Now, I am saying, if indigenous people, listen, and the brother said it right. We have the people we need to find right in the communities where we are with the machinery we need to enact the change. It is just that we don't know what to ask for. But they have the machine in place. It is there.
Our people suffer because of the lack of knowledge. But
knowledge, brother, listen to me, man.
Yes.
So I tell you, the man is a credible plan.
Yes.
But the approach must be calculated well enough that the outcome is equal to the effort. That is the problem we're having here.
And we lost Mark a while ago, but Mark has always been one that think that a political solution is the way forward, and I do believe that a political solution can be the way forward, but it has to be a revolutionary political.
My brother, listen, all the people they're talking about who come in for whatever and all the crap that goes with it, none of them has the interest of the people. Let me tell you straight. It is all about what they can get out of all of this. Take it from me as I tell you.
Yeah, but
they don't care about
but Janet want to say something. Janet, what you want to throw into the story?
No, I was just saying that I concur with what he's saying just now. Everybody, the plan that Mark had is like they're switching out the PMP and the JLP for something that's coming the same, like the same thing, and that don't make no sense. We have to find another road. We have to find another road that with our people can be liberated. We need liberation and we need it now. All that switching out one for the other, and we're not watching that the Chinese them coming in secretly.
Yes. They're here already. They're here already. They're here under
the guys.
Politicians.
Under the guys that's right. Under the guys and politicians are the ones that are allowing this.
Hold on, Janet.
But hear this now.
Yes.
Here Mark talking about management. He's gonna put a manager in each parish. But guess what? The psychology and the sociology right now of the temperature coming out of Jamaica, with the youths and dying at that young, rapid age, meaning that after a while, it's only 50-year-old and up will be existing in Jamaica, right? Which is not bad for leadership, but where would be the groundwork for the ones who come in after them if we kill out all of them? Now, most of the youths in Jamaica now take the foolishness. The young ones them right now have no fear, and you have to. It's like you're going into this outlaw type thing. Right now in the United States, they have just passed several laws to give the police and credence that they must not police certain civil unrest anymore. So now these police are operating like bodyguards to celebrities and to large institutions. So right now the police don't care about your regular daily issues anymore. They have bigger problems. They are quitting.
Yes.
The police are quitting. The soldiers are quitting for different reasons. Only the ones that have aligned themselves with certain things, like who take the joking in them, the job. You understand?
Yes.
And they are dying like flies too. So what is going on right now is a crazy war is building up. World Economic Forum, warfare.
Yes.
The war has now moved from just psychological, physical, and it's gone into your economics. They are now in the corner, and when they're back into the corner, they are going to take everything. They don't care. They're in bully mode. These are bullies. They don't care about nothing like that. It's like a vampire who is on his last bite. You understand? So they are at their last blood. This is the last draw for them. So they're not playing around. And if you know anything about an animal, especially like any animal in the jungle, they know when they're close to death, that's when they put out the most fight. That is what you're seeing in Andrew. He knows he's on dying time. So he's going to put out the best fight so that the history book leave him as either a tyrant, a dictator, whatever. He won't go down the
Hold on, people. Hold on. Trinidad, Grand Rising. What are you doing, Trinidad?
Grand Rising, all is well.
Yes.
We are good.
Yes. I had to call you a while ago because we have a large panel. We have the British Virgin Islands. We have New York City. We have Carolina and myself in Indiana. The reason why I called you is because I'm seeing that you're experiencing a similar situation in Trinidad like what we experienced last week with a student being murdered. I wonder if you know anything about that, and is the atmosphere, there's a lot of story coming out of Trinidad where things don't look normal, something happening here, and we the outside world are not hearing it because the media houses have biased down certain things. Talk to me about what's happening.
Well, I'm not sure which particular case you're talking about. I mean, I have heard of incidents of violence in schools, mostly via social media, which I'm sure is how you all as well would see it. You know, the same youths and them videotaping it and sharing it. What could I say? I mean, it's a crazy thing where this is happening, whereas a lot of things are happening. We have a lot of disruptions, just even in our public service and all of that, where I think it's kind of overshadowing the fact that, yes, our youth right now seem to be out of control. What the Ministry of Education is doing about it, we are unsure. It's just a crazy scenario because it's kind of... Go ahead.
This happened in Jamaica last week. It says here, Port-au-Prince in Trinidad, the police in Trinidad are searching for those responsible for murdering a 15-year-old secondary student whose body was dumped behind a shop on Saturday night. Police said that the body of Dukaran, a former third student of the Meldina Secondary School, was found behind a shop in Go Colland, I think it is, on Sunday afternoon, following an anonymous tip. And they're saying that, this may not be school related, but the mere fact that they killed this 15-year-old and dumped the body at a shop, it shows that our young people are also facing some challenges. The young lady who lost her life on the school compound in Kingston Technical High School last week, she's 16 and this is 15, so we do see a similarity, whether it come from gang relation or infighting. But that was a concern for me, why I shout you up, and I know that there's some other things on the table too.
Yes. I mean, the violence is just terrible. I mean, I saw a video where two girls were fighting and one girl pulled out a knife and stabbed the other girl in her face and dug out a big piece of, her face, and it was on social media. And it was so terrible too, because the girl who got stabbed continued. She was very
aggressive.
Brazen, aggressive and brazen. And then the story came out that the girl who stabbed her was being bullied all the time by her. So she retaliated, and these are the things that are happening in secondary school right now. That for parents like Rastafari parents who want to raise conscious youths, we are really questioning the public system, and if homeschooling is a better choice for our youths, or community schooling, homeschooling with community, because there seems to be a real lack of supervision, and even the social science of how these youths are being raised in community. Something seems to be lacking. And the next issue that is coming out of this is because of the rise in violence, not just in our schools, but in the country as a whole. A really big issue that I am seeing now is we are going to start to have a brain drain, where a lot of our educators, a lot of our professionals and stuff are looking to migrate, and move to the US and Canada, because they perceive that the life out there is a little more orderly and such,
But I want to say this to Kenny and Janet. Is this a systematical plan by the government to actually empty the countries of its natural resources, which is these people who are brilliant? And oh God, hey people, we in a trouble, We in a trouble, people. We in a trouble, people. Jesus, peace.
True, it's a systematic thing. It's happening. It's very sad. It's very sad how things are going, but it seems as if it's a domino effect all over the world. It looks like it's becoming, it's like a domino effect, because it's happening in Trinidad, it's happening in Jamaica, it's happening in America. What next?
But as you heard a while ago from our sister in Trinidad, and she hit the nail on the head so much, this systematical, because if the government that's supposed to govern our people is immoral, not trustworthy, not doing their job, and then now the youths will come up, nobody to reflect on. I don't want to use the word idolize, but nobody to lead that way in a leadership role model. And then now society is rotting from the core, because if the leaders do not give our people good opportunities, them a work from 9 to 5, still can't pay the bills them. There is no supply when it comes on to quality of life for our people. Then what do we expect to happen? Where there's no vision, what happen, people?
That's right.
Where there's no vision, me say, the people them what?
They're gonna perish. They're gonna perish.
No, but at the same time, I mean, while that sentiment might rings loud, the vision is among the people. We are the ones who need to envision our way out of this crap. And chart our course out of the way that is going to make sense. And watch this. It has to begin at the individual level. Now, my brother, if I tell you some things that are happening across our neck of the woods, it would blow your mind, but at the same time, it takes one to begin the journey. I'm saying, until our people start seeing at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, it will spread. But the process needs to begin with a few of us. And then spread across the community.
Could I interject though? And say
please.
That one of the issues, and I want to ask, the other brothers and sisters on this panel right now as well.
Yes.
Don't you also feel a sense of hopelessness where is our link to our same leadership? Where do we go and access or make a complaint or have someone do something when your leaders aren't even present in their office. And when you go into the office now, you are just registered. You know, most of the people going to the councillors and to the, you know, the government officials are going for personal assistance, and you know, some of them are going for favors, you know, and all of that. But where is the you know, the rapid response for something that, as you say, if you are having incidents in school,
I understand exactly what you're saying, sister, but I understand the situation, but hopelessness is never in my theory. There's always hope for the future, because if we that's the only thing you have left, your dignity. You know, you can take my money and take my and bear with my dignity. That is the only thing we have left. Miss Lou tell you, so when all hit the fan, that's all you have is hope. Hope for better tomorrow. Hope for activating your imagination. Hope that some messengers, more than one, not just one, arrive.
But I want to step in, because Kenny said that over his neck of the woods, all hell is breaking loose, and that is over the British Virgin Islands. The British Virgin Islands is being run by a brother where you usually sit down on the corner like we, in come from the grassroots like we, in the dress like we, but the minute in getting at the Westminster protocol, he has sold us out. So when Kenny say that, the power comes from the people, the power comes from the people, but the people them who have been put into position,
them get them sell out.
My God.
My
God.
Well, look, well, this is the point I was about to make earlier, which probably might burst your all bubbles. We don't have government. There's no government.
There's no government.
There is no government. There's no government. There's no leadership in any place you go. There's none.
These are all puppets.
All the needles are now pointing to the World Economic Forum.
With Mr. Schwab.
That is why I am keeping my sovereign focus, my sovereign indigenous native focus globally as a Maroon /Moor. I am keeping my focus at all times, never to take my eyes off honoring my mothers and my father, my mother, my father. Never stop honoring them.
Mighty God. Trinidad, Queen, you have been through the COVID. You have survived all of that. You see where the people was once together, then they are divided. The political arena down there look like it is heading over the cliff right now. The crime minister isn't even addressing some of the concerns anymore. He just laugh over it. Is there any governance in Trinidad right now? Can you say that the country is being run by any sort of governance?
Well, what is trending right now in Trinidad within the last week and a half is our leaders out from the ruling government right now, the PNL, the People's National Movement, has told the people, and I'm sure you all have seen the sound bites, they've told us, because they are now lifting the subsidy over oil and gas, and gas has been raised by another $1 in the last few weeks, when it was raised $1 last year. You know, when the people complained about it and saying, you know, things are hard, right now we protest even to get a little 4% in the public service, you know, and all of that. The response of the ministers of parliament was, well, we need to pull out our coal pots, and we need to learn how, learn, you know. Yes.
Hold on. Oil rich Trinidad said that pull out away from Venezuela, my listeners.
Trinidad and Tobago that has a budget of $54 billion.
Well, you know this.
$54 billion.
$54 billion.
Is our budget.
You see, the time we're is right now for some obia, voodoo, everything we're in our ancestral powers.
You have to fling it at them.
That time, you know.
Make them have it.
Yes, you know, see how them put out Hollywood movies and showing Harry Potter. What do you think they've been teaching their generation?
Hold on.
how to work sorcery and all these things. While we sit by and playing games with them with the Bible and the Quran and all these little fake books. We're playing games.
Some of them,
these people not playing with us.
Yeah, some of them leaders that need Bigfoot people. They need elephantitis. Remember one time we could have put elephantitis on people, you know. You mess with the wrong people and we put elephantitis by you. Then leaders, there is no leadership in St. Vincent. None of the corporation. Because as I said before, the queen dead. So it's a free for all I go on from how long, you know, people? A long time the free for all I go on. And guess what they've been doing? They've been hoping and praying that we would stay asleep. We're not staying asleep, man. We can't stay asleep, Janet. Or we're going to stay asleep when...
No, we have to lift that spell.
Now
We have to lift the
for us
spell.
to wake up, yes? Now
Yeah, man, we have to lift the spell off our people.
and let people
The
know
spell
that
of King Cook.
we see what's happening and move forward. We have to let people know that we see what's happening. Yes, I'm watching you.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing
Yeah,
what's
man, we have
happening.
to lift the spell of ignorance.
Yes. Lift the veil off our eyes. Lift off the veil because it's going on for too long.
Hold on there. Let me poke a little. A while ago, Michael, you said that that brother named Chin, and we know say him and the Prime Minister of Jamaica is in bed. Is it? I know that he bought Goat Island, but you're saying that on your desk stories are tying this brother to the atrocities that's taking place over Bernal Lodge. Ambassador Michael, because that is a breaking news, you know. Seems as if he's quite busy, but Trinidad is there.
Yeah, go ahead. What you say? Go ahead.
This brother named Chin.
What was the question?
I am not surprised that this brother Chin get tied up in a Bernal Lodge land because a whole heap of land is, you know, people. This is
but he's involved with a lot of things across the island.
Don't know why Kenny keep laughing every time you mention that brother named Turan.
Yes.
Kenny, why? Kenny, what?
We have to keep a close eye on that one.
Kenny, what? Kenny, what is on your desk? What is on your desk, Kenny? Because I know that you've been digging us. This brother Chin, let me see if I find something about him. People were talking about they say that he's one of the 6 richest men in the world or something like this. He has bought up Goat Island, sent it over to the Chinese, and now we're hearing that he's in. And this brother is rubbing shoulders with Bill Gates too, you know, people. Remember this, you know, this brother is not a small chicken, you know. What's his name again? Kenny, what's his name, sir? Let's see if I get this thing.
Remember I told you, man, in my own business, I couldn't carry that size.
yeah, no, I know you. Listen me, people, we're facing a straight dilemma. We started out this morning with the capturing of lands that's been taking place. Let me ask, Trinidad, is there a state of emergency in Trinidad now? Is the police being utilized to suppress the rights of the people at any time, like how they've been doing through the COVID time?
Not as a parent. I mean, there have been some protests within the last few weeks within the teaching service, within the public servants. They're all protesting for a rise in their salaries that have not been changed since 2013. So, you know, that's been going on, and that's the only time we really see a large police presence. Anytime there is any air of protest, the police show up in large numbers, firstly to intimidate the people. So, you know, that is something that we see, and something that I wish the people themselves, anyone in Trinbago listening to this program, you know, that they would, when they come forward to protest, that they have that mental to stand up and to be vigilant and to be ready to fight for your rights if necessary. You know, instead, our prevailing culture, you know, people come out, yes, they might be angry, but then they kind of holding a line too. You know,
they can't come out for walk up in a juve, but they can't come up for stand up for them, right, boy. You don't go and throw a little rump on the ground and beat a piece of board, them trip naked, come out the road, eh?
No, well, protesters turn into a juve, you know.
Oh, Jesus Christ, my God.
You understand that?
No,
that
so
is the thing,
nobody ain't burning the banks or them thing. Everybody just come out and walk up and go back home, and the prime minister say,
exactly.
My God, yo, we
yes,
not.
Yes. You know, it's only the ghetto really right now. You know, the ghettos of Trinbago,
yes.
They are burning tires when they can and, you know, standing up. And for simple rights, my brethren, you know, it's such a sad state. When I said before, they have a budget of $54 billion for 1.2 million people. And yet, you know, if you come here and you drive on our roads in a country that has its own pitch lake, right? You know, we are living in a deplorable state, and I do not know what it would take for the nation to rise up as a collective. We also have to be mindful, a good topic of discussion, you know, when we talk about the diaspora, is that, you know, race becomes a tool
issue
to divide us.
Yes.
You understand? And in Trinbago, our history is that both races, the Africans and the Indians, were brought here under duress to a point. You understand? And maybe one has been allowed to prosper for the benefit of the white man, you know, talking very plain and simple. And that kind of you know, that kind of favoritism has encouraged nepotism and other isms along the decades, that where we are now is that there is, you know, war or strife between the two races. And the reality is we are one. This is what makes us Trinidad and Tobago. You know, our national motto says every creed and race find an equal place. You know, and it is who we are on this Caribbean island, because we celebrate everything from Diwali to Eid al-Fitr to Shouta Baptist Day to Indian Arrival Day. We celebrate all of them. But yet our politicians use race to divide us. And, you know, it is one of those things that, you know, they're dividing us, but all of us are suffering. Because all our children are going to the same schools. You know, we are shopping at the same groceries that are now increasing prices every day. The gas that has now gone up, all of us are putting it in our cars, whether we're driving a B14 or a Mercedes-Benz. You know what I mean? So these are the things that we as a nation just need to be like, you know, collective security for surety. I give thanks, you know, again, as always, my brethren, Gadites, for the opportunity to just be a voice for I and I people, you know, because we live in here, you know, wherever you live and you plant your foot, you call it home, and you have a right to just ensure that your neighbor is living just as good as you are, you know, and if we are not, that we lend a hand so that we all could live good. Because that's just the basic principle of mankind, you know, despite wherever we live, you know?
You touched some very crucial point that I'm sure that Kenny can relate it to over the British Virgin Islands. Because what is happening is, while we're butting heads, people, the oppressors is doing great danger to us. You hear what the Rasta, you hear what the quit the Empress say a while ago? You know, meanwhile we are fighting and go on. Food prices gone up, gas price gone up, cable, the internet, everything is going up, and the leaders are more supposed. The leaders are more supposed to
affecting everybody.
Every one of us is being affected, but to stop this destruction and see it as for what it is, that the leaders are playing us for fool. The leaders are playing us for fool, and they know they have used religion, they have used politics, they have used health, everything, even down to the very health. They have played us, and we're still feeling trustworthy to the leadership of these people. I know I've been to Trinidad 2 times, 3 times, and I know that Trinidad have a large Hindu community. They have a large Maroon community overall. You know what I mean? And they have the Arabs and the Chinese them coming in. But what we see happening now is that the indigenous people in Trinidad, they keep pushing them down, further into the ground of poverty, while the people who are not from these beautiful islands, They live like king and queen.
Living good.
I see the Arabs, them collectively come together and drive the Mercedes Benz, them own the hotels, them. But our brethren, we come from Trinidad or in one of the islands, them ever dare to put a hand card on the road and sell some mango, then kick it down and we are in a one dangerous situation, people.
Yeah.
We are in a predicament, and you know, I think this is the beginning of us waking up and collectively saying no more. We are saying no more, and it's for the corporation to listen and adhere to our cry, or it will be more dangerous. It will be more dangerous. But I don't know if anyone else have anything to contribute. I am going to look into this Chin argument investment in the Bernard Lodge thing when I come off of this call. But I want to thank Trinidad Brit. Kenny, what you saying? Can you spill the beans, though, Kenny? Spill the beans, Kenny. Spill the beans. Are you on this evening, Kenny? Because you're going to have Mr. Chin on your platform tonight. I don't know.
I guess all of us have to go do our research.
I tell you what, as for the program this evening, let me adjust that first. I'll be offline for a while. I'm actually restructuring. And there are some fundamentals that need to be done at the personal level. So I'm taking a break from social media for a while. But as for the Chin argument, I find it absolutely comical, because if Chin is from China, you know, China has a big hand in all the crap that's going on. It's a simple process, really. It's common sense.
Right.
Or if he has any context to China, then you know China has a big chunk of the cake to eat.
But
the fact that the Queen is dead, the fact that the Queen is dead, Crown lands are now definitely in the hands of the people, because they have been the occupiers of the land all these years. And any move now to enact any policy or any system to manage Crown lands is a plan to abrogate the rights of the people to possess their inheritance. It needs to be watched with a keen eye. Very keen eye. And moving forward, I can only say that while we know that the lack of knowledge is destroying our people, we have to get to the place where we rise up above our lack, because we are in the abundance of resources, the abundance of wealth, the abundance of prosperity. It is us. It is ours. I am at the place now where at the personal level, one needs to tap into that. At the general level, we all need to tap into it to make sure that we all find a place for ourselves where we can live comfortably without even earning a salary, because you don't need to have a salary to live from the land. The land sustains you. It is what it is. So I'm hoping that we will connect with the right people to get the right information to enact our prosperity and our freedom, technically. Are we free on the plantation? Hell no. But at least you can live a certain level of autonomy.
You can always eat the shitlings, you know, the cow foot and the pigtails and the chicken foot. Yeah. A lot of us on the plantation are very satisfied with the chicken back, you know. We don't want the breast.
Very satisfied indeed. You see, very satisfied. But as I said earlier, there is a plan, there is a way.
Yeah.
The corporation gave us the means to use the machine.
But let me say this before it slips out. The universities that are in the Caribbean, like the University of the West Indies, is considered the number one. Headquarters, 90 from Jamaica, Yamaka. No, this is the elite or the elites of the education system. And they just sit back and nobody's saying nothing. This is supposed to be the training institution that will train the next generation. And they're very silent. They have become numb, as if they're on some psychokinetic.
Universities are machine, brother. Universities are machine.
But the University of the West Indies is a well-known Illuminati
brainwashing machine, brother.
Brainwashing machine. The Falcom. Yeah, the Falcom. Yeah, the folk for the
Man,
the
very
corporation.
embarrassing, man. Shame.
It's a sausage machine, brother.
Yes.
Sausage machine.
Yes.
That's all it is.
No, but on a serious note, this is how they keep manufacturing these robots, you know. Because
The zombies. Yes.
Look here. And the bad thing is, hold on. You are getting me cross now. The bad thing is,
Yes, sir.
parents allow them people to be put into these institutions to be made a bunch of jackasses to go back into society.
Yes.
But that is the reason why they call it institution.
Oh my God.
Institutionalize people, brain,
Yes,
mentally,
yes,
and they send them it. They make it look like, oh, you're educated, and they send you. It's like a weaponry.
So the university.
Hold on. The worst thing is
the university, the hospital, the cemetery.
One at a time, gentlemen.
The worst thing is that when they are done going through these institutions, they are left in a garment of debt.
No, but they're given a trophy.
Yes.
They're given a trophy.
A trophy.
Yeah.
Yes, and a certificate.
Yes, a certificate, a debt certificate.
That's right. A debt certificate, yeah.
You're committed.
Mortgage.
You're committed to the embezzlement and robbery of your people.
I don't know how can we be missing this? You go through them sausage machine, you come out, you can't even get a job, and of course you can fit nowhere else except.
No, you do get a job. Yes, no, you get a JAD.
Yeah, you get
yeah.
You get a job. You can become a supervisor. Come on, you can be a top. And you notice the highest position you have is acting. You have acting governor, acting premier, acting prime minister, acting member of parliament, acting physician, acting commissioner of police. It's a very good.
And a lot of debt behind it. A lot of debt.
Acting.
The richest men in the world never pass high school. Yet there. What the hell are we? What's wrong with us?
Jeff Bezos said that he couldn't keep up with the bullshit at school. And Mark Zuckerberg also. Not to mention the dude from Apple. He said that he called it quits and going in front of the garage go start the whole thing. And Richard Branson said that he did. Yo, but I don't understand.
Look at even the guy from when they WikiLeaks. Even him get caught up and say, if them do this bad, I might just need to start my own research.
Yes.
Thing and do my own thing myself.
You know that
I can't rely upon that thing.
Yo, we're in a predicament, people. We're in a predicament.
Oh boy.
But we're fighting.
It's sad when you look at it's sad when you look at the universities, the hospitals, the police system, the military system, and then everything leads right back to death, the cemetery.
Oh my God.
So it's like we're speaking the language of
that's why they
nobody want to come in the land of the living soul.
No, that's why they give you a mortgage. Morgue.
Yes.
Morgue.
Yes.
Yeah. And some of our brothers are yes, some of our people are well domesticated to believe that if we suffer hard enough, we will make it. That's why you see we have this mind frames. If I make $1 million, win $1 million in a lotto, say automatically bad mind develop and several Lord God him not deserve it. He should have worked hard feet. He should have all and grow before he get $1 million. And this is how they have broken our people. The institution, when I look at the Prime Minister of Jamaica, after sending bulldozer to hit down the people them house, then have the audacity to come into the community with him bag a gunman friend them, call them police. A gunman friend them, Come show to you people them to me and show you how powerful I am. I am going to mash up your life. And I'm going to come in the community and mash up your life. And you have to turn on and make me hug you up and tell you sweet lies like Berissa, man. And make a
This is what Andrew Oldest just did to somebody I know. 22 years working as moving from acting to I guess some farmer supervisor manager. And I tell you, after 22 years, all this man has to show is 1 point something million. That's it. Now,
no, but what we want to ask is
when you work holiday your life, which is half that will have to be like half of some people's life, because you know at the rate how they're killing people, some people don't live that long, right? So you look at 22 years, and when you're trying to leave, a man give you $1 million, and that is Jamaican. I'm talking Jamaican dollar now. I'm not talking
1 million Jamaican dollar.
Yes, how much is that in US? About
I think that's about 10,000 or so.
No, tell me now. Tell me in my heaven, no. You do 22 years with 10,000 US. Come on, man.
Yeah, what time now?
The crime minister, the crime minister. But can I ask a question? Has Andrew built any housing scheme since he's been in power for the last 8 years?
No, he's busy. He built something, which is, I wouldn't say he built it. He's attached to investment that were already started by his thieving friends then. And he attached himself to them because he's now the crime minister. So the next thing he's doing also is robbing lands and his other plumes from the land ministry. So he's not really building anything. He's more into destruction and anything that is already on the cherry pie picking tree. You know? Yeah, he's just ready for. He's not into the hard work area. He's just into getting the cake ready right as it comes out the hole.
Well, yeah. So yes, my sister.
Yeah, we listen to the struggles that are happening throughout the world right now, because I think right now is global strife, post-COVID.
Yes.
And if we reason about it even further, we would understand that this is a recurring cycle in mankind, right? That we have oppression continuing under different regimes for different reasons, and the core of it being capitalism and being money. And that business and making money is even more valuable than lives and land and water and air. And these are the things that I have reached to now as a Rastafari woman and as a naturalist and as someone, as a being of this planet.
Yes.
We need to reach that point, my brothers and sisters, that we talk morality for our leadership as being the primary thing, the primary measurement. Is this a moral decision? If it is destroying somebody's life, we cannot make that forward. And that is the point we need to reach to, that even if it does not affect us, because we have parts of Trinidad and Tobago that, like the Beatum, Sealots, that are considered, extended limbs of ours that are, damaged and hanging out to rot. But it's kind of like it's not part of us, but it's part of us. And the reality is what they are going through does affect us, because that is why crime is going up. You know what I mean? That is why people feel unsafe in these cities. So only until we take that collective security for surety, and even in a more deeper ancestral understanding, say Ubuntu, my brethren and sister, Ubuntu, that I am because we are. Only until we reach to them levels, we will always have these conversations. And frankly, I am tired. I am not an elder. I haven't, but the little time I in the struggle, I am tired. Because why? Why are we allowing man to oppress one another? And it is just for us to overstand it and say enough is enough. And it doesn't have to be violent. Leaders have showed us that we can do it non-violent. If violence is called for to defend ourselves, we have to do it.
Well,
we have to do it. But
you're from the country who set the last respectful thing, make leaders know so them for easy, because we bust a Abu Bakr upon them. Hey, don't get me wrong, we want this to resolve peacefully. We're asking for peaceful negotiation. But we refuse to keep having our people lynched by the corporation just because we keep turning the next cheek. These are people that breed like us. They have people like us. They have children like us. But their allegiance is not to the betterment of our people. Their allegiance is the betterment to the corporation that is run by the oppressors. And until we recognize that some of these coconut and Oreo cookies, we have to get rid of some of the Oreo cookies and the coconut them. They are not helping us. But we are joined by Canada Reds. Empress, if you want to dismantle, but I did just call you to hear what's happening in Trinidad, and I want to thank you so much for your time. Janet, also, if you have anything else. Yes, what you said, Russ, talk to me.
Blessings.
Yes. Yes. So I won't keep up much more of your time because I know that you grace us with that time, and I love you so much for letting us know what's going on in Trinidad.
Yes, I give thanks.
Yes, give thanks.
Right? For the job today. Stay up.
Yeah, man.
Spreading the message.
We up. We up.
Yeah, Maroon God, I just want to thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Stay focused. Stay focused.
Yes, yes.
We shall have it.
We shall have it. Yo, Red Snapper. Wagwan Red Snapper. Welcome in the building. Wagwan to Canada today. So, like say, the ice cooler reach you in idea in a Red Snapper. That a go on?
No, it's not that cold here where I live.
Yeah. Me say you did send on some money for help build some of the house them with Andrew tear down. Yeah, get back the money, Red Snapper. Talk to me, guys. I know you have land down in Jamaica.
No. I didn't reach out and help them. People, I don't have any money to help them.
Yeah.
If I had money, believe me, I would have helped. I would have bought land. Like, what's going on? Did you hear what's going on in St. Anne's?
Talk to me.
Denver Falls area.
What happened?
They locked out the. Okay, well, there's some spring water thing there. The man said that he pays taxes for the land, and tourists come there for the holy water, something like that. And they locked them out. So
yes,
that lets you know. That lets you know Holdness again has went behind Jamaicans' back and sold the land.
Yes. It's happening over.
I noticed that every time with somebody,
What the hell? He's selling out the holy water.
What that again, number?
Yeah, no. Is that the healing water that this man?
Then why they lock them out? Why they lock the man out that has coming there?
Get him out. If we have anybody in that neck of the woods, ambassador, we could get on the line.
I'll send you the video. I'll send you the video.
Yeah, send it to me. Ambassador, we have any office open down in that neck of the woods, we can link with them because
that's what you is?
Yes, and you know that Lauderdale also our people in Lauderdale is being threatened. They've been issued a letter this weekend.
Let me see if I can get Ross 4+, who's the Rasta priest.
Yes.
That navigate between St. Mary and St. Anne.
So Red Snapper, what's the reason why they said they lock him out? You send it to my desk.
I re-FM posted on their Instagram.
Yes.
I'm gonna send it. I'm sending you the video right now.
Just coming in from Empress over there in Kenya. Accra, she just said, do you know why the African elite, African wealthy, and African heads of state are at the service of the West? Do you know why apartheid, colonization, decolonization, or even France Creek exists? Do you wonder why the African is poor when his continent is full of so much wealth?
You know what? Can I tell you something?
Yes.
There's plenty of communities in Africa. They have money. They're so rich. But then you got Uganda. And Zimbabwe, and parts of Kenya and other parts that they're starving to death. They're literally starving. And then you got a lot of parents that have went to Libya trying to get jobs, and they got caught by the Libyan people, and they're selling them for $400 each, putting them to slavery again. They abandoned their children. You know, I give money to those kids that have been orphaned in Uganda. Like, I've been begging people to help for over a year now. I am so tired. And these kids pray to Jesus every day. I said, Doreen, stop praying to God. stop praying to God. Stop praying to Jesus. They don't exist.
Mighty.
I went as far as I don't care what you say right now. I went as far as to pay a chief in Ghana, an Obia man.
Yes.
Gave him my picture and everything, and I even got a video clip that he sent me. He's sending me a ring. Yes, he's sending me a ring.
Yes.
Within 2 weeks, I'll have my ring, and I put it on my finger. I'll keep any evil away from me, and give me that power to make money, so I can get more help.
Hold on, Red Snapper. Here you go to another exclusive. Are you saying that you send over for your guard wing from which part of Africa? Because you know,
Ghana.
From Ghana, you send for your guard. Oh, Jesus.
Ghana.
Ambassador, you're hearing what's going on, the excellent Emperor.
Yeah, man, a serious judgment ring them there coming up.
My God. You know much. Hey, there's a lot of dopey in them ring. You know, Reds, you only hope you can manage them dopey when they come
that's
out.
okay, because I love doppies. I help doppies all the damn time. I'm good with doppies.
Mighty God. Mighty God.
Yeah, man, it's that
I'd rather hope and believe in duppies than to believe in a Santa Claus, Jesus of God that was man-made.
God of mercy. Here words go with
it.
Lord. She said that you're I believe in the duppy them more than the Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and them.
Yeah, but you're right, you know. Satan. Class, you know, the class of Satan. So you're right. Yeah, she's perfectly right. You know, Saint Nicholas. You know, we don't want to say Nicholas.
Well, tell you what, I am going to play this thing here and see how best it is. You see, we are seeing the show is called Capture Land, people.
The chief that's helping me, he's got his Instagram, he got his Facebook, he's got his Google, he got everything going up. Up to a lot of people.
You know, say I'm going to call a bush doctor tomorrow. I'm going to call the science man from where I come from.
His name's Chief Baba Toby.
Chief Baba.
T-O-G.
I want to talk to him. I'll have to set up something so I can talk to him so we can find out how much.
His name is spelled B-A-B-A space T-O-G-B-E. Go check him out on Instagram.
I'm going to check him out.
You see what he does.
Mighty God. Ambassador, thank you so much for your day's involvement. And Red Snapper, thank you so much for your day's involvement. It has been a pleasure talking about the capture land that the Corporation of Jamaica is trying to do to the Maroon people. And we ask...
You know what I don't like is when foreigners go in there and ruin the damn land.
Yes.
And then try to kick or charge Jamaicans to even go in Dunsborough Falls. Why does a Jamaican have to pay to get Dunsborough Falls?
Mighty.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Chinese cockroaches own Dunsborough Falls.
Mighty.
Thanks to Wholeness.
Mighty God.
Thank you, Wholeness.
Mighty God.
The most racist fucking human being on the face of the earth that looks like a fucking
I thought people hated Donald Trump, but Andrew, you have risen to the top of this frustration of our people.
Man, I used to hate Portia Simpson for what she done that shit to, but he's worse than Portia.
Oh Jesus, mighty God, mighty
way
God.
Worse than Portia.
Reds, let me see if I can get some diplomacy going. I want to thank you so much for your participation and keep that fire burning. There's a lot of issues going on. And I
am a Sagittarius and I'm a real redhead. I've always got fire.
Hey, that's why I love you. I love you because you are straightforward and true. I love that about you. All right. So we'll make a link with you. Thank you so much again. And let me see what the science man I deal with. We'll make a link after the show. All right.
Okay.
All right. That is Red Snapper promotion coming through. And as we said before, you know, there's a lot of things that is unfolding. You can get your link right here and just move with us. You know, it's the #1 radio show here, the International Grand Rising Show, and we take pride in dealing with the issues that is affecting our people. In the meantime, between time, let's get a word from our sponsors. and see what's going on.
CNG International Markets.
Yeah!
For all your Caribbean and African supplies. They cater to St. Vincent, Trinidad, and all over. CNG International Markets, located at 1820 West DuPont Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana. They have in stock salt mackerel, pigtail, yellow yam.
Yeah!
Green bananas, yellowtail snappers, butterfish, Grace Brand, Maggie, Vitamol, and DNG soft drinks. CNG International Markets, located at 1820 West DuPont Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah!
260-489-8220 or 434-227-9780. And come and get your curry goat, oxtail, jerk chicken, Jamaican patty, bun and cheese, syrup, and all your favorites. Yes, it's all about the African and Jamaican store, CNG International. Check us out today.
Yeah!
Come to CNG International Markets.
Yeah!
For all your Caribbean and African supplies. They cater to St. Vincent, Trinidad, and all over. CNG International Markets, located at 1820 West DuPont Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana. They have in stock salt mackerel, pigtail, yellow yam.
Yeah!
Green bananas, yellowtail snappers, butterfish, Grace Brand, Maggie, Vitamol.
Yeah, let me just say, check out CNG there if you're in Fort Wayne, and you need to get some Jamaican delicacy. Please, feel free to check them out. They have the latest things in Fort Wayne. I trust them. Big up to Tony Fire and all of our link is out there. We're keeping it real. If you want to be a part of our program, please feel free to send us a link. When you send us a link, we will reach out back to you. We'll reach out back to you and try our best to give you some of the energies that make the show what it is. If you have a business place, feel free to give us a call, 260-209-8730. We are a global radio station. Today's program was very, very nice. As I said before, we're talking about the capture land that is big and serious. We have another situation taking place inside Jamaica, and that is Lauderdale. We know that people are concerned about that. We're going to leave you with that today so you can hear what's popping.
Is known as Pleasant Hill or Hog Pond and is located near Pennington District in the Lauderdale division of St. Catherine. The residents told the Beacon that they were stunned last evening when they saw a man driving through the community handing out the notices for them to vacate the land by December 6 or be removed forcibly. The notice, dated October 6, 2022, accuses the residents of illegally occupying the land. The notice also bears the signature purportedly of the lawyer representing the Commissioner of Lands. One of the residents affected, Andrea Duhaney, said that the government authorities had been in discussion with residents about becoming legitimate owners of the land.
I'm a resident of Pleasant Hill, Lauderdale, otherwise Providence. I'm living in this area for over 30 years with my family. We built our house here, have our children and everything here. Before the last election, they came in, Mr. Amos came and said we are to apply for sending an application towards the land. We did so, and they sent out some persons from Land Authority to us. And they came, they walk around and they do an inventory, saying they want to know what is on the property. And they walk around each and every person with everybody's name on it. They said the next person that would be coming would be surveyor, and they're not gonna push people off the land. they are gonna do it just the way that you have the piece of land. And yesterday, only to see Land Authority come here, we expecting to hear that the land is ready to survey, that people can get a title. Only to see them come with this letter showing that we are to evacuate the land. And this is what the letter says to us by the 6th of December, where we are going by the 6th of December. This can't work. It can't happen. We expect them to come and have a dialogue with us. Nobody come to talk to us more than to bring an eviction letter. I am totally upset. Me no sleep last night. Me can't sleep.
Another resident, Frederick Moyton, said he has been living on the roadside land since 1972, or for 50 years now. It's where he raised all his children and invested everything he worked for.
This situation can reach me, man. This is a bad idea. So which part will I live? Family on this land and don't kill me house. My children, them 6 children, and 7 grand now. So this condition can't reach me, man. So where will I live?
We go and come in last night and we found years later, drop off it was land and property. So we trespass from property where we live too much years. So if the government want the land or want we live better, you know, if you just think there, just get the land severe and we can take time pay for it. We can't pay for the land where we not think there, where we not severe or we don't know much we are pay for. You understand? So right now when me here now, it's like a John knife on my belly. Because then get me ignorant, you see me? And so if we move off a land, where we all move go? Yeah?
Residents in this and other communities in the Loidersville division have had to struggle hard for decades to become legitimate landowners in an area steeped in sugarcane plantation history. The land in question was once owned by the nearby Worthy Park Sugar Estate. Residents claimed that late former Prime Minister Michael Manley acquired the property in what was his thrust to have more working-class citizens become landowners. A number of small farmers planted sugarcane on the land and supplied the crop to Worthy Park Sugar Estate. As the years go by, and in times when the prices of sugar plunged, the small cane farmers started building homes or selling the land for relatively low prices to potential house builders. There is virtually no cane left on the property. More and more houses are being built, now more than ever.
We have to live somewhere on earth. We can't live in the sky. You understand? We can't live on the sea.
Most of the new houses are being built by hard-working and ambitious young people from the area. Now, they fear losing everything. Like many of the residents, Member of Parliament for St. Catherine Northwest, Hugh Graham, is asking the government for lenience and dialogue.
I came to meet with the residents, and I am talking to the government people because I want the background of why they are doing this. So when I meet with the residents, I am able to explain the government's position, especially because I understand their position. Whether I agree with their position, yes or no, I don't know. But at least I need to know. I am the Member of Parliament for Northwest St. Catherine, and they haven't spoken to me. Nobody has called me to say, this is what is happening, this is what we're going to do, and these are the reasons why we're doing it. Very, very out of order, very unprofessional approach. As upset as the residents are even more upset.
The notices were served on the same day that agents of the state demolished some houses built on government land at Clifton in the Portmore area of St. Catherine. The residents here in Loidersville Division, trapped in an anxious wait, are hoping that they won't end up suffering the same fate. In the Loidersville Division, this is...
Good God of grace, I have His mercy. I'm a old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver. I know your sins them are on, so carry we go home. I bring the crown of east. Wait, come on a Rasta no live on no capital. What you mean? carry we go home. Oh yeah, I said we settle and cease. Well, come on a Rasta, a Rasta no live from no capital. I am Lord America a capital and the whole of Jamaica a capital and a long time them want think the Rasta man like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand and thief in Columbus have a golden plan. They make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. One Rasta no side till nothing Indian. Lord turn paradise in a plantation and cross one ship load of African. Now here comes the thieving queen from England. Now she come well and Henry Mata. She pack up a century full of separation. And after 400 years, me send a reparation. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you, please take me to the motherland. I beg you, carry me go home. I bring me from the east. Come on, I stand and live on the capital. Could I never carry me go home? Carry me go home. And represent the land, please. Come on, I stand and live on the capital. Watch them pan it up at the hill. And looking at them plate how we properly feel. Because downtown have shot off the kill. Them tell it tourists if it's a panic bill. So come and we start a new chapter. We not skip on the land where them capture. And me say Africa fi all to Rasta. I so go tell it and screw plus factor. Say, carry we go home. I bring we run a east way. Come on a Rasta no live on no chapter. Go tell them that.
Yes, right. Thank you so much for joining us live here on the number one, the official radio station for this Maroon Nation. We're going to replay today's show in a minute. Yes, I love you, my brothers. I love you, my sisters. Most importantly, the Almighty God that created heaven and earth love you even more. Remember, if you cannot be good, be careful. Big up our sponsors, CNG International Markets, located at 1820 West DuPont Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Also got a big up Home Care Professional Barber Services. You want to get yourself all groomed? Call them right now, 260-209-8730. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the International Grand Rising Show. Common Criminals. As I said before, this is yours truly, Ras Gadites, and I want to thank you so much for joining us. Join us tomorrow again when we do it all over again. Thank you so much. CNG International Markets.
Yeah!
For all your Caribbean and African supplies. They cater to St. Vincent, Trinidad, and all over. CNG International Markets, located at 1820 West DuPont Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana. They have in stock salt mackerel, pigtail, yellow yam.
Yeah!
Green bananas, yellowtail snappers, butterfish, Grace Brand, Maggie, Vitamol, and D&G soft drinks. CNG International Markets, located at 1820 West DuPont Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah!
260-489-8220 or 434-227-9780. And come and get your curry goat, oxtail, jerk chicken, Jamaican patty, bun and cheese, syrup, and all your favorites. Yes, it's all about the African and Jamaican store, C&G International. Check us out today.
Yeah!
Come to CNG International Markets.
Yeah!
for all your Caribbean and African supplies. They cater to St. Vincent, Trinidad, and all over. CNG International Markets, located at 1820 West DuPont Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana. They have in stock salt mackerel, pigtail, yellow yam.
Yeah!
Green bananas, home care barber services, butterfish, Grace brand, Maggie. Call them today at 260-209-8730. Get a haircut, get a shave, get a fade, get an eyebrow arch, get your facial on. We will come to your home for all your services. Home care barber services. Right here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Call them right now at 260-209-8730. You heard it right. Home Care Barber Services. We will service you at home.
All hail the International Grand Rising Show. Monday to Fridays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. News, music, live interviews, covering the global issues of the Maroons. Promotional packages available now. Freshradiovybz, broadcasting locally and internationally. Your #1 online radio station. Streaming on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and Google. YouTube. Listen radio at its best. Call and join us now at 260-209-8730. And rise. Freshradiovybz, the official radio station for the Maroon Nation. Drop us an email at godites@gmail.com. That is GADIETHZ@gmail.com. The International Grand Rising Show. We shall avail. We shall avail. We shall avail.
Whoa, whoa, Lord. Hey, whoa, whoa, Lord. Only Rasta can liberate the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. Shall free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute they don't like you. Why try to make I am happy? Really, I don't know. If it was up to them, my friend, we would never see the sun or the snow. Through that mystical communication we did, we keep on coming together. I love to see brothers and sisters looking out for one another. That's the way it should be, not contrary. Stop tearing down each other. Only Rasta free the people. Over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe 1 minute that they over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't